Hi!
Hi, everybody!
I hope you enjoy.
We have to start over again.
We should like move this more towards the center. Let's like point it a little more up so that it captures them over there. Because I've been watching the YouTube videos, and you can hear us well, and you can't hear anyone over there very well.
So I just have to yell.
Yeah.
I can very easily do that.
Okay.
Welcome to Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I don't know how to read audio. I'm Kelly Breivik, a PhD student.
Glad we caught it now.
Yes.
And not halfway through
Last.
this session.
Or never caught it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, particularly because we need the audio.
We do. Yeah, oh shit. My fucking shit. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck the Twitch people. It's all about the podcasters.
I mean, for her it is.
True.
Yeah.
For the music person who's all about sound, it is.
Yeah. Eric can relate.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
I'm
here
Kelly
it's all
Breivik, a
research.
PhD student in Plan H at UWM, and I am the Dungeon Master.
That means she's media studies.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes.
I have to remember all the jokes. Okay, hi. So there's a whole bit about how I just realized that we have like our names and stuff on there. It's not that funny, so I'm not gonna go through that again. Hi, I'm Corey Hernai. I'm a PhD student here in the English department at UWM. Plan C, which means I have no job prospects. It's funny the second time, right? It just keeps getting more funny.
It doesn't.
But you actually laughed this time.
It was only funny the second time because it was unfunny the first time when you kept it in.
I found the key to humor. I know how to... Oh,
I
wow.
appreciate
This,
it.
the delivery on the second one was better than the delivery on the
I
first
needed a
one.
rehearsal.
Getting better.
It did, yeah.
Practice, all about practice. Anyways, I am playing, you can already read it of course, but I am Franz, the rogue. I am a good boy at heart, but deeply misunderstood.
And also mischievous.
Yes.
Misbehaved fuck.
Well,
But that's what happens when you're 15 and also, like, save the world and stuff.
yeah, and also, like, you know, get caught doing something that he didn't do. You know.
Well.
At very minimum, the 13-year-old should have been sandbagging with you. At very minimum.
Turns out nobody sandbagged except someone who didn't deserve to be sandbagged.
Well, that's his fault.
That's true.
Awfully
Anyway.
stupid.
Hi. I'm Laylee Ziller. I'm a PhD candidate in the, I messed up the first time. That's why he did that. In the anthro department, cultural anthropology, and I play Ash, the bard, fighter bard, dual class, all that jazz.
And I'm Eric Kirsting, and I noticed that the mic was off before it got to me.
Yep.
So this is all fresh material now. I can say anything. It's new to everyone's ears. But I play M, and I am also a PhD student in Plan H Media Studies.
Nice. Can we get a recap?
Absolutely. So here's exactly what happened. I wasn't here. I have no idea.
What do you know what happened to you? You were all like, I gotta tell you guys about that personally.
Oh,
so.
cool, yeah. So basically what happened was they went off on a cool adventure, and I got held back.
Do you want to tell this in character to us when you meet up with us?
It's up to you.
I mean, sure.
All right. I was just wondering.
So what happened for the other people?
All right.
Who got to go on the fun
Well,
adventure?
we flew on a unicorn up through the beautiful snowy
We
weather.
found out with flying we can get a whole day's journey in 10 minutes.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the
Dumb.
first big revelation was finding out that with the horse
think-
travels at 70 miles an hour.
I think it
while
actually
flying.
took us longer to calculate it out of, like, you know, at the table than it did to actually fly there as characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we flew there on the unicorn. We landed. Oh, we met that guy whose seat is empty currently. Friedrich.
Or
Yeah.
but yeah, Luke
Doesn't
will be joining
understand
us
how
shortly.
snow works.
No.
He doesn't understand how avalanches work, which is
It's okay.
different.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just joking. So anyways, we met up with him. He was like our guide as we flew up, landed, and like to say
A
some
guide
people
to a
from-
snowy terrain, he doesn't know how avalanches work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lived here his whole life and doesn't know how avalanches work.
When the history checks are not in your favor.
Or just the
You cast
used
thunder
Thunderwave.
wave.
yeah.
So there was an avalanche. We were sent to find some troops. We found the troops.
We saved them from the second avalanche.
We saved them from the second avalanche, which Frederick caused. I'm not gonna say we caused
But
it.
he also helped save us.
He did. He did control water and stopped and like. but I would say the wall of fire did most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, but like
It did.
getting the water out of there made us not hypothermic and like icy and shit.
And then what
It was
took
that, we all together.
and what took the most time of the day, but the least time of the session was short resting with them and then walking them to a nearby town where they were trying to get people to come to the fortress. Then we flew off, deciding that it was better to try to help up the people who were holed up in a different.
First,
You had a
Em-
debate.
pissed them off. All the people we were going to stay with at a nice warm hearth with a nice warm dinner in a nice warm bed. And
Wait.
instead of doing that,
You went
we
to-
flew to the next town at twilight.
It was a
What session are
tactical.
we recapping now?
Last one.
Oh,
That's
this
what
has
I
happened.
It was a tactical pissing on. It was tactical.
It was a tactical pissing off.
Yeah, so that way
Oh,
we would
okay,
actually
now
go.
then Ash is actually pissed at you now. All your manipulation. Whatever.
I'm a
Teaching your
changeling.
students
What do
in
you
Fire Emblem
expect me to
douchebags.
do? I have +5 charisma. I get what I want with
Oh.
words.
Sweet child. If you want to have a charisma
And,
fight, we can have a charisma
what
fight.
Oh
happened
my
once you got
god,
to that
charisma.
What?
What happened once you got to that
Everyone
town?
was lazy.
Nah,
They didn't even feed their babies.
I feel like when people are like, you know why everyone's poor, it's because they're lazy. I feel like that argument equates.
Oh, I'm just
There was
joking.
like magical shit going
Magical
on, and like
lethargy.
magical lethargy.
Anyone coming from Twitter has already read about it because I mentioned it in the tweet.
We saved a baby, and that's what's important.
Yes.
And then you told him, Mom.
I like how
And then I had to suggest to the mom that she feed her kid because she was still under the auspices of the
So,
spell that was telling her not to do anything.
So basically, we had heard that there was a group that had gone there and were supposed to be coming back, but had been gone for like a week. And so we went to just investigate, and we found this town with chronic lethargy across all citizens, and the soldiers who'd been sent were also afflicted. Our Frederick cast Greater Restoration, getting one of them out. Friedrich, sorry.
Oh.
And so we're at the point now where where we're kind of having conflict with the captain because what he wants to do is basically like, well, these people are all lethargic. They'll do whatever we tell them to. Now's a good time to march them through zombie hordes and get them to the fortress. And I'm like, that's not free will.
And also, like, they won't run from the zombies.
Yeah, they'll just
So
get
the likelihood that they die is very high.
Yeah, and so, but we were able to convince them that the lethargy might be contagious, so that we basically forced them to leave while we actually solve the problem and give these people back their energy and will.
Free will, yeah. Which is where we kind of left off.
So, as you are telling Gam, the captain, to get his, people and then get them out of there to see whether or not it's contagious, describe how Franz approaches.
Oh, dope. So I'm barreling through the snow on a fucking warbear.
Yes!
They're like in the middle of town right now. So.
Cool. I do the thing where like I'm so caught up in the fact that I'm riding a cool ass warbear through snow that like I go past you guys and I have to the bear won't stop, so I have to go around the block. Be like, oh crap, there's not fuck. One way.
Right turn only.
Yeah, so I gotta come all the way back. And
Michigan.
God, Michigan.
I got the Michigan shirt on today.
Hey, look at you, Frankfurt. So yeah, I come barreling through in a warbear. It's dope.
Well, I'll decide if it's dope or not for.
Well, if you don't think it's dope, then you are a heathen, apparently.
So,
And its name is
Wojtek.
Wojtek,
do you
Yep.
say anything
named
as
after
you
what
walk
the
up?
Polish bear that ate cigarettes.
Do you say anything as you walk up
Nope,
or ride up?
nope, because I'm basking in the coolness. I'm very self-important right now.
Hello there.
So,
Nice of you to show up.
who are you again?
I like looked at him like, what the fuck? I mean, we left him there.
I'm glad he's here.
Uh-huh.
He's a lot better than these Gam fellow.
That's a quite condescending person I've never met before.
You've met Cam?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Why am I condescending?
Sounds like, to this
No,
person.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you. I was upset all day that you weren't around to not cause avalanches.
And
There
I'm
were
gonna say
avalanches.
that
Did I know
Friedrich
there
is
were avalanches?
off.
Yeah, one of our jobs was
yeah.
one of the 3 jobs we had to
Oh.
complete was revolve.
Save someone from a
Well.
recent avalanche, but apparently there was another.
Okay, well, I
Which
should have
is
brought
news
my
to you.
Snowboard. So
Yeah, why didn't you bring your snowboard?
I didn't know that there were going to be
Why?
so much fun.
Wait, Mr. Cool. Why aren't you riding on a snowboard connected to your bear?
I didn't bring my snowboard.
It's not bear sized.
No, Em lets out a hearty laugh at that one.
At your own joke?
No, at your joke.
Oh.
No, I didn't bring my snowboard because she walked
I'm
into
trying
it.
to imagine M laughing. It's
Yeah, what did M sound like laughing?
really hard.
She's got a nice hearty
Show, don't
chuckle.
tell.
Yeah.
Why
Em
don't
laughs sometimes.
you do an Arcana check, Eric?
I don't have my character sheet, but I have a general idea. I got my stats on, so 10.
There's something about the bear that seems
So you
familiar.
found
It
the
doesn't
bear in the
seem
woods while you
like
weren't sandbagging?
it's like a
Oh, I
bear
didn't say
bear.
that.
I mean, that's why I said while you weren't
Oh,
sandbagging.
yeah.
But it's
But-
not the bear that I met when no one else was
I hope to
around.
get yourself out.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right.
So what are we doing?
So what's your friend's name?
The bear.
Oh, Votek.
Votek.
Ooh, we got a Friedrich.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Better late than never. Can you close the door? Thank you.
And Voltec, I assume, understands spoken language.
I don't know, you could try asking Votek a question.
Votek, are you watching over our friend here?
Let me just see. It looks at you when you speak to it, but it doesn't seem to like acknowledge what you're saying. It's just like it seems to be trained somewhat, but not like it's quite listening to you.
Oh, so it's
Ash is gonna go over and just like rub its ears.
Oh yeah. It allows you.
So cute.
I've trained it well. I've been having a very productive time.
24 hours.
I would say we've had a productive time.
So you see
We've
a
basically done
15-year-old
almost
red baron.
1.5 jobs in one day, and we're not done with the day yet.
F1 meet F2.
Yes.
Nice! Hi, I'm Franz.
Hi, hello. My name's Friedrich Matthias.
Cool, I've heard you caused an avalanche or two.
Only one.
Nothing.
Only
more
one?
than
Oh,
what
that's good.
already happened. You know, it's probably
Yeah, you don't want to make the same mistake twice, you know?
maybe.
Oh, do we need to go into standard?
Yeah.
Now would be a good time.
Thank you.
All right, so here's the Sitch Franz, and I think you are equipped to help us with this problem.
Hope so.
So everyone here they've lost all their energy, right? Would that be a good way of describing it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so
So
we
they're
think that
15 at 7 o'clock in the morning before they go to school?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
yeah.
Except they don't actually ever go to school. Well, I guess so. Yeah, 15
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
morning
Yeah, cool.
before they go to school.
Yeah,
And
cool,
so
cool.
we think that there's
Kinda
something
relate.
magical kind of happening. And
Have you tried casting
You're
Dispel
learning
Magic?
empathy. It's about that time.
well, we don't know that spell. None of us know that spell, and we'd have to find the magic to dispel it anyways. I'm hoping I can just smash whatever's doing it.
That's what we're that's honestly what we're best at.
Yeah.
Yes.
And causing big flames.
Kill it. Ask questions later. Most of the time, things just come back to life, so we can't ask questions.
Yeah.
So.
And some of them talk now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Undead evolved.
Should we go inside? We're outside. Yeah.
Well.
A warbear? I mean, can they come inside?
I mean, who's gonna
Very
stop them?
big.
Well, do we need to go with Gam right now to help him do his small little quest to get all his soldiers out of lethargy land and see if it goes away?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
Have we tried an only protein diet?
I don't think that that's the issue.
Ketogenics is It's.
I guess you haven't experienced it firsthand, but once you do, you'll understand that these people are basically not there right now.
I've been there
Energy is
before.
being sucked away by something.
It's not just like they're
Oh.
they're opening shop an hour late and closing an hour early. It's like they're sitting and not eating.
Like I didn't feed my baby for 5 days.
Damn. So All the babies are dead.
Well, no.
No,
We
they're
saved
fine.
that baby. Hopefully the other
A baby
babies are-
survived 5 days? That's really impressive.
Well, it had some help from Gam.
That's sweet.
Well, let's go find these other soldiers so we can get them the fuck out of this town.
Cool.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, for the record, Luke, you're now seeing the trio in full, and I'm very sorry in advance.
Oh, and I'll note that, like, for those of you who were with M yesterday, or
Last week.
last week, technically the same day
Yeah.
in the game, she's way happier now. She's been in a real shitty mood all day, and now she's like,
Yeah,
she's
I was,
suddenly in a
like,
really
Yeah.
good mood.
Really
Now
upset
she's suddenly
being
in a really
this.
good
She
mood.
was really upset.
She was like shitting on him all day.
It was pleasant.
Yeah, Ash has just been trying to like smooth things. I mean, as he does.
That's cute.
It's actually
That's cute.
his whole job.
So, I have a question about this magic stuff. So, it's like a proximity thing? Like, if we get people out of Dodge, they'll be okay? Or is it like...
We
don't
don't
know
know.
yet.
We don't know if it's infectious
That's why
or...
we want to get the soldiers out of town so we can see whether or not they get better.
It's also a ploy so that we can get them out of our hair.
Are they annoying or something?
Yes.
Like, more annoying than me?
Oh, much so.
Oh, shit.
I'm right here.
Not you.
Damn!
The ones who were...
Not
at the
you,
beginning
your
of the
friends.
Right here. Anyway.
I'll just say Gam was just kind of like milling about, just kind of checking things over just to see if anything changed since he showed up.
The people don't care enough to even want to leave. Is the issue.
Oh.
Like I had to use some magic just to get some people back into this fella Gam, to get him back with us mentally.
Yes.
There was some magic that was required.
So
So
definitely don't want to fall asleep here.
yes.
Well, we could do the whole, we could try the San Fran thing and, like, open up a new boba tea place down the road, and
I love boba tea.
that might work.
Or we could just use some magic on some people.
That is boba
Well, the
tea.
thing is, if we use magic on some people, then they stay here, and what if it is localized, then it's just going to re-affect them.
Ash has not had boba tea.
Oh, you have to. The little jellies at the bottom.
So, oh,
Jelly
I
bean
remember.
on
I wanted
toast.
to look at
No,
maybe
jelly
a high
balls.
place that could like broadcast magic like a radio
Pop in your
tower.
mouth. It's great.
You know,
I
those
mean-
radio towers we all know. I think it's probably someplace
had
underground
something
or
pop in your
someplace
mouth
very high. Whatever's sending out this magic.
we don't have is it possible for me to take a moment and pray? Can I do that? See if my God will answer me.
You can.
The other thing is we could check.
Remember, you've got like 3 gods vying for your attention.
It's tough. So, alright. So let's come up with some working theories as to what the cause of the lethargy
We
is.
just go get the soldiers, and then we
Well,
send them
we
away.
can do that. We're talking.
Ooh.
We're walking and talking.
Walking and talking.
With the avalanche, we just
Yeah.
cancel
Oh,
school for a
so-
day.
Casually walking the King's Road. No,
Hello?
don't really do that very much. But hijack.
I'm
Um,
gonna roll a d20. Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, so Gam
27.
on
What
what?
do I get? I'm doing the sleight of hand thing.
Oh, well,
Um,
we'll resolve that
subject.
later.
We're in a King's throne room right now.
Yep.
We have a deck of. You have a deck of wonders.
Deck
Deck
of
of
illusions.
God.
Behold. We're now finding a beholder.
The whole game has changed.
Yeah, we're now.
Everyone.
What was I gonna say? Gam does come back, and he goes, "I'm gonna find my men now.
Yeah.
Are you coming or not?"
Yep.
Okay, that was
Who are
easier
you?
than I thought.
All right.
That's Gam.
So walking and talking.
Yep.
So let's theorize. What's the cause of the lethargy? Magic being broadcast from up high. Magic being broadcast from a
We
basement.
flew here, so I'm
Something in the
guessing-
water.
Mm.
Those are my 3 theories right now.
But did you drink anything, Gam, while you were here? Eat any other food?
Not that I remember.
Did you drink water?
Only
I mean-
from my water skin.
All right. So maybe not water.
Probably not anything you imbibe. My guess is some kind of something on the land.
All right. That's obviously pretty recent, because that baby was still alive, right? It can't have been like the last 2 weeks.
How long have you been here before you started seeing effects?
Well, yeah. You don't. God, you need Facebook Messenger. Ask the
Jack thinks
question
you're
and
cute.
show.
Wait,
Um,
no, the other way around. Which
what?
way? I don't know. We have
Oh.
one of them
Anyway.
looks cute.
Apparently, look hella cute.
Uh,
To the side and glasses. How cute. That's hair.
Yeah, you look hella cute
Anyway.
apparently.
Yeah, always look
I
cute.
found the NorCal person.
So, what was I gonna say? Who asked the question besides you?
I asked a question.
Yes. What was it?
How long since you
Right.
got here did it? Did you start
So
notice the
Gam
effects?
goes, I don't know, I was here, I thought I was only here for, a couple hours or so. I find out from these people that we've been here for a whole week.
Shit.
So time is kind of rough.
We're in the sphere of influence now, guys.
But all I remember is we got in, I sent some of my men and women to the market, to the tavern, to check on the locals, to check on any sort of sheriff's office or something like that. And that's when I heard a baby crying. And I went upstairs and I talked to the mom and saw that she was useless. So I went upstairs and I tried to not let the baby die.
So was the baby lethargic?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crying.
That doesn't sound lethargic. Sounds like a
It
baby.
was willing to drink from its bottle.
It seemed more like survival than any active will to cry.
Cool. So if
Almost
like
like a knee jerk, like you don't choose to kick your knee out when a doctor goes like that on your knee, but he does it.
must be nice to see a doctor.
Why would someone want this to happen? What would they gain?
Well, I think it's, if you ask me, I think it's a distraction for us. Because, we're 5 good soldiers, and if there's, excuse me.
I'm laughing. I'm not laughing in character. I have +5 charisma. I can control myself.
You better roll it. You better roll it.
Roll a con check. No, I'm kidding.
Or roll a charisma check. Or a bluff check.
Yeah. So he goes, we're spreading ourselves thin, going to all these places. If they're going to
It's true.
attack, they're not going to want to attack with all the forces in one place.
Well, then maybe you should just go back.
No, remember we said that they can't go back because it won't be infectious, and then they could infect the whole fortress, and then
I mean, after you figure out that it's not
It'd be a
infectious.
worse thing.
It's possible.
they don't want
but
to go because they want to take all these
the captain,
mindless
understand.
slaves.
she
Fortress
has a
itself.
plan. I trust her plan. She won't listen to me if I try to talk her out of it.
She's pretty. She's dead set.
Yeah. I mean, she's not irrational or unreasonable, but she seems to believe that now's not the time
Wouldn't
that they intend to strike, but I think that this is just one of many distractions they're going to lay out.
wouldn't the more effective thing just be to kill you all now that you're lethargic here? If that was their plan, you were sitting ducks for the past week.
Why waste manpower on killing them?
Tells me that they're not really paying attention to this place because they don't need to. Seems more like an experiment or anything to me.
It's fair.
Do I think he actually
In this
knows what he's
town.
talking about?
Good. Do an
What?
insight.
Okay, I didn't know what.
Oh,
check-
sorry.
no.
I forget.
Insight. That'll be 11.
He seems to be very sure of himself.
Hmm.
From what you see, here's the thing. From what you see, he may not be a very charismatic leader, but he is a leader, and the captain's not an idiot. So there has to be some reason why.
Right, this is the guy that was super crass the entire time last
Yeah.
week. Great, okay. Cool. I guess we'll go to whatever place is closest to us. Tavern or...
Let's go to the tavern.
Cool.
Sent Leo over there. And he'll start walking over, and in the tavern, is anyone hanging outside, or what do you do with the bear?
Can it fit through the door?
No.
Can it break through the door?
Strength check.
What's the bear's strength
No.
modifier?
I think it literally is like +5 or something stupid.
No,
That's a 17.
no. Actually, just looking at you like, no.
Make
Do
it.
you want to strength check the bear? Strength
No, I want to charisma check this cat.
Are you trying to like persuade me or
Yeah,
intimidate me?
persuade you.
Yeah, I don't like
Want to
you.
do a charisma
I don't like
off?
using dice
Yeah,
for stuff
too.
like that.
Damn it!
As much.
Well, it was a nat 20, but persuasion specifically would be 28.
God, I would have an unnatural 20 if it was persuasion. I'd meekly get off the bear and tie it up to the front like horse post. And I'm like, hey, Bojack,
Okay.
just don't become lethargic. You're my favorite boy.
How is
Ash is
Like-
gonna have to get something to ride now because now both of you got shit.
is Diana doing fine?
She doesn't seem to be affected. The
She's
entire,
a magical being. I don't know if she'd even be affected by it at all. But
um,
I'm going to telepathically communicate to Diana
hmm.
that if anything, if I seem to start to like become like the
Yeah.
lethargic people she sees maybe walking around, I want her to pick me up and just take me out of here.
Okay. I mean, you can communicate that to her, and she. Well, we'll save that for I don't know what's. Anyway, so you guys go inside to the tavern, and there's a lot of people there, but they're all drinking like old beer. Sometimes someone will stand up and amble over to like a keg and fill up their cup and set back, but it seems more mechanical. Like it's a routine that's inherent more than any sort of let's go get another drink. This is fun.
Yeah, I've been to a VFW before.
As you're looking around, I'd say about like maybe 20 seconds pass when you hear this noise at the door. And you turn around to see Wojtek with the post dragging from his collar.
Good boy!
Pushing, like he just pushes through the door, and the door frame just gets stuck around his big dumb bear body. And he walks over to Franz and just sits down next to him.
He gets into the door. I thought he got stuck in the door.
Barkeep.
It comes with him.
I go because I know they're not going to stop me. I go behind
I
the bar.
also,
Yeah.
Jack, if you're still here, go eat something. Yes, take care of yourself. But also, what the fuck is this comment?
So we need to address this comment
Okay.
first.
I don't think we need to, but all right.
So I don't actually know how to address it. It's just really funny.
I don't know how to address it either.
Apparently, you're the next
I'm
incarnation of Gary
apparently
Gygax.
I'm the
Okay.
next incarnation of Gary Gygax.
So I go behind the counter and
And
I'm
what
just
was
gonna
the roll? 15 plus?
4.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find the biggest bowl that they have.
We're in Wisconsin.
I'm gonna fill it with beer
Wisconsin.
and give it to Wojtek.
Oh yeah, he doesn't seem to know how to drink. He like bites at it, and he's like trying to eat the beer, but he's
So-
eating it.
So yeah, I'm like, cool.
Is this an act? Is what Wojtek is what Wojtek is doing an act? Like, do I sense that these are genuine actions?
I mean, you could also ask Franz about the bear. If you,
This is like so
Franz, where'd you
not
find the
outside of
bear?
what Ash would expect of Franz that he just wasn't.
I never know what to expect. So, how'd you get the bear? What's the story? How'd you end up here?
You know, if you
How'd you know we were here?
Okay, one, base people talk about there's a mission structure, so found out that. 2, if you overheard a conversation with Ash talking about what I did, trained a bear, war bear,
Where'd you find the bear?
around the base.
Oh, in the base.
Around the base,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, in the woods, because I had to run away,
Are
otherwise.
there any soldiers in this room?
Perception check.
Getting stuff done. I'll assist you.
11.
You don't notice any soldiers, but what you do notice is Gam just beelining it towards a soldier.
Okay, cool. Great.
So you didn't find what you're looking for exactly, but you did get there eventually. And Gam walks up and just smacks the soldier on her back and gives her a little rub. He's like, Leah, we gotta get out of here. And she, startles a little, looks up at him. And it seems, that she is taken very greatly by this magical presence, but he is also her commanding officer. So
we have
it's
something
super
for this?
sluggish, but she slowly steps up and stands at attention.
What spell did we use to get Gam cool?
I'm,
That was-
Greater resto.
it was less Arresto, but we could potentially just get her to be a little bit more willing with resistance. We were able to do that
Oh, yeah,
with the
for like
mom.
a minute,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the mom, just to get them going for a minute. So just to be conservative.
Just follow them, zapping them every 30 seconds.
So I'm standing. I walk up behind Gam.
Well, this is
I reach
Friedrich.
over and
We introduced him to Friedrich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the whole
Okay,
thing.
okay.
I said
All right.
F1,
F2.
F2.
Okay.
So I
Oh.
I reach over, put my hand on her shoulder, and are you with us? And I cast resistance.
Cool. And she stands. She was sort of at attention. Her shoulders now. She's like straight up, and she's ready to go. And she looks at you, and then looks at. Are you with him, or are you still hanging back?
We're
I mean,
around.
I'm with him. I don't know what Franz the Bear
Yeah.
are doing.
I'm with
Okay.
him. Franz is stealing alcohol.
I'm not stealing. I am pouring myself alcohol. There's a huge difference.
Okay.
She looks to you, and she goes, "Oh, Friedrich, when did you get here?"
Not too long ago. We've been here too long. We need to leave.
This town's not safe. We still need to get these people out of here. We still need to
Yep,
get
yep,
the others out of
yep,
here.
But this whole like being conscious thing is going to
Gam,
last you about
Gam
another
will get
30
you what you-
seconds.
Gam will tell you what you need. Do you know what magic?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Do you know?
We're with Tomas.
Do you know magic the way
Oh,
that he
you're one of
knows magic?
Tomas's.
Yes.
He's just accepted it now. He's just
Do
accepted
you know the
it.
same magic he knows?
Well, we don't really talk about who knows what.
Cast
Uh,
lesser restoration
Taking
on
time,
yourself.
Cloud. Taking time.
Do
What?
you know any healing spells?
Yes.
Do you know
Do you know lesser restoration?
The one that cures diseases, not the one that makes you feel better after you get stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
Do that
Cast it on
yourself.
yourself.
Now.
That- I
Cast it on
can't-
yourself
I
right
can't
now.
do it.
Now.
I can't. No, I'm kidding. She cast it on herself.
Alright.
She looks at her hands and she goes, "Wow, that kind of took a little bit more energy than I thought it would."
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been
What's-
7 days. That's how long you've been here.
It's been 1 week.
we need to find the rest of the troop.
Yes, but we need to
Is
also
Gam
find
even
out
here?
will.
Did he already leave to
doing
go get the
this.
other
He
ones?
will. We,
I-
who have not yet been affected by this, will do that. Y'all are going to leave and see if you can get 100% better instead of the half percent better that you guys are right now.
And she looks to Gam and who the fuck are these people? Like,
Again,
just
who
'cause
the
they're
fuck
one-
are you?
I'm Leah.
I don't know who that is. That means
I'm-
nothing to me.
I'm one of the captain's soldiers.
Cool.
Are you? Where are you from?
Down south.
All over.
Okay.
We came here from the camp, sent by the captain.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Well,
mean, I'm
technically,
not here
I
to.
kind of wasn't, but you know.
Shh.
The
She
captain's
goes,
kind of a
"Well,
dick.
She? I guess she can be a dick.
I mean, the captain is good.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Gam's title? Is he captain too? Are you both captains?
Are you
I
co-captains?
mean, they're really lieutenants. I just say captain by
Oh.
accident, but
Okay.
It
everyone.
sounds better as a
Lieutenant
title.
Gam. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so like all of the heads of these teams are lieutenants. So
Okay. Because we've been
Tomas is a
calling him
lieutenant.
captain,
You would
and
have
then I
heard
realized
at
I
that
was
point
like,
that he's a
this is
lieutenant.
gonna get confusing.
Now,
Sorry.
there are 2 soldiers. You guys go find the rest of your troop. We should probably figure out what's going on here. Unless you want to go with them. It's up to you where you want to be.
Not. The captain's assigned me to you, so I'm
Great.
going to stick with you.
Good.
And
Yeah,
these military guys.
Of course.
All right.
Sketchily, I'm like,
So
are they gonna kick me
we've
out
got
of the
them.
band?
So we.
No, you are still in the band.
Okay.
You're still in the band. We just you know them better. I didn't know if that's where you wanted to be. You've got the magic that we don't. Basically, we're unhelpful except for to confuse people right now.
So
We're very good.
we've got So we've got 2 theories right now. Up high,
How about we
down
leave
low.
this-
All right.
outside.
Let's
We're
go
going
outside.
We're splitting
I
up.
like
And
the
she
idea of going
found
outside
this
because then we're a little
tight
cold, a little more on edge.
And she doesn't
You know, we
know
might
if
notice
it's
the
anything
authority
to
taking
do,
over a
but
little
this
bit
was
more.
kind of like-
Sure.
she met
Hopefully.
someone that like was exploring and saw something
One of these
there.
days, I'm gonna get a hot
It's good.
goddamn cup of
It's
coffee.
good. It's good. Just
What? Wait, was there any hot coffee in there?
Rather,
I can cast Conjure Bonfire and make something warm.
He pulls a hot cup of coffee out of his jacket and he says, "I can get this kind of cup of coffee, just
Wait,
in an
then what-
actual tavern.
Oh,
It's not under attack. It doesn't matter.
We should stuff on the outside of the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I was told that there was something to search for outside of the city.
By whom?
Oh,
It-
people.
Well, let's assume.
Is your goal to go to
No,
tricks?
I don't like. Whatever. Yeah. Cool. Let's go out to the outside of the city.
Wait. Does your goal like to play
We're
tricks
going.
on people?
We're
What
walking.
kind of god do you worship again?
Ash is just like pulling everyone.
Did you get the door frame off of Wojtek?
I'm sure it'll fall off at some point.
Okay.
Dragging it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm riding Diana.
He doesn't seem annoyed by it.
Ash will take the door frame off of him after they get back out through,
Okay.
and leave it nicely.
Did at any point
Leaning
has
against the
my detector gone off?
building.
No,
Okay.
she does not see, because you've only been here for, I'm gonna say, like an hour and a half at this point.
What do you think I'm referring to?
Diana?
No, the sigil.
Which, I gave you a lot of sigils, which one?
Oh no, you gave me a lot of candles. I only have
That's
one
true.
sigil.
Oh, the changeling? Or
Yeah.
no, that's not going off.
Okay. Oh, or the breastplate, I guess. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just get out of here. Let's go kill some zombies or whatever.
To the outskirts.
So just to remind you of what the town is like, it's not terribly big. There's no like real border. There's like trees that were specifically planted, little flower beds that kind of determine the edge of the city. But nothing that is like meant to keep people out. The dots are insignificant little shops /
And the square is the town square.
yeah.
And then is it on that lake that we saw riding in?
1 second. And yeah, this is the little lake and a river, and this seems to be just kind of where people dump stuff that kind of made its own flow into the lake, but this is like a natural river that goes into this itty bitty. It's not itty bitty, but it's in between a pond and a lake.
Cool.
So,
Look, we're right in the
and it's like
outskirts.
in the middle of in the middle of nothing is what I meant to say. So there's not like mountains over here. It's just a kind of a plateau of tundra.
Alright.
So,
how do we want to search around here? Do we want to split up or do we want to go all together?
I mean,
We'll just say all together.
I watched a lot of good Hanna-Barbera shows growing up. Like, I'd spy on the rich people through their windows, and you never split up. Scooby-Doo, just never do it. Bad stuff always happens.
What about when you've got a war
Scooby-Doo
bear
puppet
and a
theater.
unicorn you could always hop on and just run away?
I'm not putting Baby Boy in danger.
We should just all go together.
Alright.
We don't know what we're facing.
Alright, no, that's fine, it's fine. It's
There
just-
aren't currently multiple places to go.
I prefer to solve this before, the soldiers get back in the morning, that's all.
We have like 12 hours.
Yes, we
before
got
that.
plenty of time. It's a big town, it'll take a little while to, review everything. But let's go.
Where are you starting?
Wherever he
At-
takes us.
Oh, I'd like to go to the water, but yeah, wherever you
Yeah,
takes
well, I
us.
would just I would start walking out the same way that we came in.
I want to check
Because
out the
We
flower
flew
beds.
in, remember, we landed
Yeah.
in a
We
town
flew in,
square.
yeah, but I mean that same trajectory, like I know that it's like that way out. So I'm assuming if there's a wall, then we would have to exit through what would be like at least a.
Can I cast light on Diana's horn as our illumination as we're walking around?
Sure.
Okay.
You can do that. And just as a it's not, there's no walls in this city. It's just
the outskirts, I get you.
yeah. So this is just me denotating like this is kind of where things end as far as people-made buildings. You said you wanted to go by the water. Okay. What are you looking for specifically? Are you looking around? Are you swimming? Like, what's going on here?
No, we're not. If M tries to get in the water, Ash is going to be like, nope.
I've got a ring of water walking!
Yeah.
I mean, anything basically out of the ordinary,
Something-
introspective, like, if we're walking anywhere, we all of a sudden start to get more lethargic. walking in
We've
a certain
seen
direction.
ritual magic before. You know, I don't know if you were there, but me and Franz have like the
Yeah, the
when
the thingies outside the camp that we destroyed.
oh yeah, there were those. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so those thingies that we saw at the camp, something like the necromancy symbols we saw in the Eldrick brothers' little basement. You know, so anything that like looks like it'd be part of a magical ritual that might be like, you know, being done in the circumference of the town, something like that
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Do a perception check.
Okay, do I have disadvantage because it's nighttime, or is the light from Diana's horn?
Are you having? Are you trying to do like if you're trying to fly and get a general overview?
Well, I don't
it
have
will-
fly up anymore.
Oh right, yeah. So then, if she's walking next to you, you could look at the immediate area.
I'm
So
riding
I
here.
have
yeah.
Okay.
I have my lantern out.
Okay.
26.
Okay.
3.
Okay. So you're dictating to Franz like look for this, you know, and you're
27.
And he's seen
And
these
he-
things
yes.
before,
But I think because he's a shitty 15-year-old, he maybe needed some reminding on what those things are.
Like what? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you're like reminding him about all what it would look like, what to look out for. You are scouring, and you go, no, like there's definitely not something there. So
telling you.
he's
Right,
able to
right, right.
confirm that it's not something like that.
Is water frozen?
I would say there's like a frozen thin layer over, but because it's still moving somewhat, it's not like walkable.
Can I see any owlbear tracks?
Survival or nature, whichever.
Nature is right different. It's gonna be an 11.
I mean, there's animal tracks, but they seem to be small animals. You can't tell what kind exactly, but nothing big.
Did the perception check
what's the
water too?
large of the length? What have we covered so far? Yeah.
I was just imagining you were walking like around the lake area in a circle.
Okay, so we definitely would have seen something with what was it, 27 on your perception check?
And I
With some
imagined you were
water.
looking like on the ground part, not the water part with that.
Yes.
I mean, all we know is outskirts. So if we don't find anything near this lake,
Can I walk up to the lake and use my 19 to see if there's anything in the lake?
Yeah. With your 19, you see.
Do
Okay.
I see him doing this?
I would say so. Like you're all kind of paying attention to.
I'll grab a copper piece, cast light on it, and so it removes it from the horn, and I'll toss it in the lake to give him a better view.
Okay. You know what? With that, you're able to see like there was some like wildlife in there that seemed normal, but when he threw that coin in, there was a large shadow of something that immediately went away from it. Like it moved quickly. Like it actually was or swimming or sitting still exactly where you were looking, and you didn't notice it because it was like so still. But as soon as you threw that in, and you're like, oh shit! And it seems to be a little too big to be something that.
natural to the lake.
Yeah.
So I'd
I
recoil
know what
when
this
I see it.
is. We don't want to fuck with this.
What is it?
I have no idea.
It's a lamprey. I'm from Wisconsin. You see something there, Friedrich?
Yeah, it was huge in the water. It was a giant shadow. It swam away from the light. Did you not see it?
I mean, I saw you were looking in and tried to help. I didn't. What it
Yes.
was? I mean, I'm way over here on my unicorn.
Okay. Well, I
I
definitely.
mean, I'll come over to the water and like.
Do you see
I'm
where?
freaked right now.
Did you see where it went?
Anyone got Arcana?
It just away. You know, it's so light and it was a shadow that moved away. We're not alone.
Okay.
One second, I just want to. So I'm going to say
So
this is to size on what the pond is. 5, 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. Yeah.
And then outlets on both sides, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Or I guess you can't outlet on both sides. It inlets on one side and
Yeah.
outlets on the other.
Yeah.
Water's just perpetually leaving this lake. It's magical.
Yes. And I'm going to see, you saw the shadow, like, somewhere over here.
Well, in the center of the lake. Okay.
Yeah. And you saw it, like, go this way, but then, like, it seems to be hidden after that. So can everyone just kind of place themselves along the lake just so I...
Well, yeah, we're probably.
And I'm on Diana, but
Yeah.
we can just, we don't
Where...
have to worry. I'll be right next to wherever Friedrich is.
Ash is coming over to you right now, so
I would
wherever
be
you are, he will be
So
right
here?
next to you. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
There. You see the large shadow start hauling over.
No fuck.
To us?
Yes.
Who sees it?
I would say anyone looking. So you were looking.
Yeah.
I would like the two of you just to roll like a dex save to see if you're able to, no, perception.
Perception?
Yeah. So it's kind of like a perception
16.
saving throw.
21.
Okay. All right. You both save where it surprises you, but not mechanically so.
Okay.
Because it's not doing anything. You don't see anything at first, but then you see it as the water gets shallower, because like it's deep enough where it can kind of swim over here, but once it gets to the shore, it actually goes from swimming to running as like this like huge. It's a
Swamp
large.
thing.
1 second.
You make my heart sing.
1 second. This
Oh!
comes
Crab
Wicked.
crawling out of
Crab
Like
people.
Talk like
So
people.
let's roll
Ryan.
initiative.
What's up?
If this, so just before we get
Hello.
into that, if it was
What?
possible for me to see it coming, and I like literally saw a freaking crab person running at us, do you think I would have the scruples to be able to guiding bolt a mofo?
Yes. Can you describe guiding bolt?
So-
Like what it is?
So guiding bolt is in a reaction to seeing a shadow. My instinct would be to use something radiant. So it's radiant style damage. I would raise my hand up, open palm, and you'd see my hand glow,
No,
and
my
it
backpack.
it
the other
wouldn't glow bright like a missile.
has my
it would
book in it.
just
Do you
kind
want
of
me to go grab it?
emit an
I
aura
have my player's
that
handbook
is
if you
heading
want to
towards
That would be
the
awesome.
crab
Yes,
people.
that
I
Okay.
And,
typically mostly search for things on
Correct.
Wiki.
Yeah. Do a what's it called? An attack roll.
I
You'll,
like the
you'll be
book
the only
a
one
lot.
able to do
I
this
like looking up spells.
surprise.
Okay, cool.
It's more of a
17.
holdover from DMing.
That'll hit.
You know, when DMing,
we
I
can
feel
do
like
everything on. Yeah.
Let me find the
Actually,
damage
my
right
favorite
quick.
like bestiary website, which had all the info, just went down. But luckily, I got an app now that has all of the monsters
Flash
on
of
it.
light
So
streaks towards the creature of my choice within range. It's 4d6 radiant damage. And then the next attack roll made against this target has advantage because of the dim glittering light that it emits.
Nice.
Cool. 6, 5,
Nice.
5, 5. So
Solid.
I blasted for 21 radiant damage.
Nice. You hear just kind of make these
is
like
that a spoken
angry.
language, or does it sound like it's just a feral beast?
Yeah, because I picked crab.
that's-
That's one of my languages.
Yes, and that can finally come into use.
it doesn't sound like any sort of language. It sounds just like it's like it might be communicating to in some weird animal language, but it's like a I'm hurt more than a
Right.
uh
Alright, cool.
And it's clearly a threat, not like this is some big misunderstanding.
yes, it is
All
coming at you, pincers ready to go.
So I would when I
Oh,
raise my hand,
I roll so bad on initiative every time?
I would yell to the creature, come into the light, or yeah, probably something like that.
Uh,
But not so good.
okay.
That's not a very good image.
18.
Okay.
4.
20.
Impressive. Jesus.
Oh, I go before Friedrich.
I did just kind of get to go, so I'm not too mad about
At least I'm on Diana.
but I'm probably gonna catch some hate because of that.
Ash, you were up.
Totally. I think I'm gonna cast suggestion because it doesn't say anything about it needing to know the language.
I think it needs to have a whiz or intelligence score.
Creatures that can't be charmed or immune.
I think it has to understand language.
Wisdom saving throw. Saves. It doesn't.
It has to be able to hear and understand you.
Okay. Cool. Well, in that case,
Should have picked up crab. I made a very
should've
smart
picked
day
up
one
crab.
decision.
Yeah, I know.
Session 0.
Um,
Pro tip.
sorry, it was one of those things where I was not expecting to go first.
You could delay and let Franz go.
I'm gonna do Dissonant Whisper.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the raid, Telcher.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo.
What does that mean?
That means
That
that
means-
they are hosting us,
Oh, dope.
Awesome.
right?
No, so rating means that they ended a stream and that all the viewers that they had on their channel are now being pushed over to our channel.
Hi, new
Nice.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what hosting?
No.
It's a little.
So hosting is when you host their video on your channel.
Okay.
But we should play.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So they don't think we just talk about raiding all day. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, so Dissonant Whisper against this crab person.
What's the save?
What is it?
Well, that's a 5 on the dice.
Cool.
What do you do to it?
So it's 3d6 second damage.
Ouch.
So, yeah. So it's 5 and 8.
All right. It does not like that.
One day,
Franz, you are up.
I'm gonna make a George Michael bard, and it's only gonna do Careless Whisper.
I hate you.
It's gonna be reflavored Dissonant Whisper. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna fuck this crab's dead.
Okay.
Sub is gonna poop on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
Cool, boom, blade, nonsense. Need my 46.
And you're.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
8, 18, 24, 29, 34 damage.
All right.
And I'm
It's
going
That's
to
pretty
disengage and back up.
okay. You do that. Who hurt you? Hurt it. Actually,
Who hurt
both
you?
of you.
All,
Both of
all
you.
3 of us that hurt at this point.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Odds you, evens you. All right. It goes to grab
Yeah, moved,
at
didn't
you.
it?
What?
It moved, didn't it?
I mean, it was in
melee
like the
range of them
yeah.
already.
Okay.
So sorry. And
My
it
favorite thing when they move.
goes and grabs you with this pincer. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
The D4 or the D12?
I thought you were. Oh, sorry.
The D4.
Okay,
the
so it
D4.
goes at you.
Okay, cool. Strength saving throw 18 plus so 19.
Nice.
Sounds good. So you're able to escape it as it makes a tries to grab you, but it is going to attack you with its other pincer. That does a 15 hit.
No.
Okay. It beefs it. It doesn't do that great of a job. Can you make another strength saving throw, please?
Not nat 20.
Okay. You're able to dodge as a second one appears.
What? Oh, fuck.
Just hauling ass coming at you. But
Oh, great. Cool.
it'll take its other little claw.
I bet these things don't even have
That's a
anything to do with
22.
what's going on
That
with
was-
Alan.
Probably
Okay.
not.
So easy.
That
Well, I'm
is
surprised getting rid of them
Crab
townspeople
people.
Still.
3
Fight crabs, guys.
Crabs talk
for
like
10
crab.
damage. You take 10 bludgeoning damage. It's not gonna pinch you. It literally just like backhands you with its beefy old claw.
Dope.
And then next up is M.
Oh jeez.
We could eat well tonight.
Yeah. Oh man, crab.
Ooh.
So much crab.
Ooh.
Okay.
We need butter though.
So which
We
one
can
is the
get
one
some
that's
butter.
hurt? Is that in melee range of me?
Yeah, this one's the hurt
I
one.
have butter
Alright,
in my
I'm gonna
jacket.
conjure up a lance in my hand so that I lance D5E. Just want to make sure I've got the rules right. D12. Alright, and I'm gonna
We'll get right
stab,
on it.
I'm gonna
Robo-Moco.
stabby stab twice with the lance.
Get him.
That's going to, oh my gosh, a 7 and a 2, which is Nash, but there's plus 9 to each, so 16 and 11 to hit.
16 hits, 11 does not.
Alright, and a D12. Ooh, a natural 11 plus
Nice.
6, so that's going to be 17 damage as I
Jesus.
it dodges the first blow, and then I pull back and I go starboard with Diana and stab right into it. The one that was already injured.
Yes, it's not looking that great.
Alright.
Friedrich, you were up.
So. Oh.
I'm trying to skewer the crab for you, Franz.
And they're not. Do I see if they're wearing any armor, or are they just animals in the wild?
Do a perception check.
Ooh, that's gonna be a 6.
Oh, they look like bad things that are coming to get you.
Okay.
Chaos of the
they-
moment, you can't
They
discern.
they definitely like you're looking for armor or
Uh-huh.
something, but like they are natural creatures,
So
but they also attacked you unprovoked.
yeah. I
So we
Vaguely
did throw
unprovoked.
light into their
That's
lake.
true.
These are the towns.
Fairly unprovoked.
My hand
Yes,
is still
this-
It's
kind
a
of
major illusion. We're fighting townspeople that were going out for a swim.
No.
My hand is still kind of glittering.
I was
like
thinking-
that.
They're doing like their polar run
I
or
was
the polar
thinking that
dive or
the-
whatever it's called.
The townspeople and crab coexist peacefully, but the townspeople haven't.
Oh, the red lobster. Ah. Oh, no. Sorry.
My hand is still glittering from my radiant bolt.
Mm-hmm.
So I whisper into it, and as I reach out to grab one of the crabs, the damaged one,
Uh-huh.
it starts to electrify, and I shock and grasp it.
Oh shit, that's beautiful.
I'm not in the lake, am I? Because I think
No.
every fish is about to die.
Kind of.
Man, Friedrich is just the king of unintended
you-
consequences.
If you hit, you crit.
22.
You hit.
So
So glad I backed up.
I'm so glad we're not in the goddamn lake right now. Yeah.
So shock and grasp is. Let me just double check that damage.
Remember that you're 5th level, plus,
Right,
so you get
so
the
it's
bonus.
2. I just want to double check that. Why did I put my cantrips towards the end? New. I'm so sorry.
I really, really wanted you to get grappled so I could drag you underwater.
Oh, then we would just be doing this underwater.
You would.
And you'd be dead.
you would kill yourself. Yeah.
Why am I just
Actually,
not
I've
One
read
day.
that water isn't that good of a conductor of electricity. It's overblown. But I just
Aw.
read that like a while ago. I could be wrong.
appreciate that. So
Well, this is
it's-
magical electricity.
Yeah. This is magical electricity in Kelly's world.
Jesus.
19.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
crit. I was like, why are you rolling so
Tell
much?
me how you fry this, and you get the other one gets a little toasty as well.
Do we see a bunch of fish rising up out
Oh,
of the lake?
definitely. Like,
They were lethargic before, right? The fish?
no, they were.
We hadn't actually checked out the lake.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I
started
thought-
fighting.
I thought when he was looking in, you said like there's fish and they're not swimming or something like
Oh no, the fish were swimming normal, but these were purposely staying still to not be noticed.
It's crispy, and you can smell it, and it's a little tasty. And I do look to Franz and say, "It's on the menu."
Yes.
Ash, you are up.
that. Crab, it's what's for dinner.
All right. Well, he will give you a little cheer. Fuck yeah, Friedrich. And
Sorry, this one's done so.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack.
Okay,
Um,
hook him up.
Maybe. 15?
You try really, really hard. You know how sometimes you swing for the fences and you whiff?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, except your sword like just bangs off of like a hard shell
Yeah, cool.
of its natural armor.
Totally fine.
Franz, you're up.
That's a question I've always wanted to get an answer to. Is how does an Urukai know what a menu is?
Because inns exist in Middle Earth, as you see by the prancing pony.
Yes.
I
Yes.
saw that on.
But like they
And-
don't really go to inns. They're like
Looks like
What is Franz doing besides
Yeah, what is
having
Franz
Oh,
doing?
existential
I'm thinking
crisis?
about Lord of the Rings.
I'm thinking about memes. I mean that's what a
Thank you.
15-year-old would be doing. He'd just be like, "Dang memes, man," and just like laugh at his phone for an hour and a half. Anyways, I'm gonna go up and edit.
Okay.
Try to boom and blade the bastard. Get that nice alliteration.
Nice.
If only I was a warrior. Does a 27 hit?
If only
Yes,
you were
it
a warrior,
does.
you're still gonna get like 30 some points.
If
of
only
damage.
I didn't get advantage on all my attacks.
Thank God for Sova.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll take it. 6, 8, 11, 12, 15. That's going to be 20 damage. And I'm going to disengage.
That
And
definitely damages him.
I'm sure it does.
it's-
Numbers go up.
Now
Wow.
his turn. And
It was
he's scared
translated
at
in real time.
you
Sometimes
because
they go
you
down.
got the big
For the
old
enemy,
ouch hand going on right there. God, misses for because it's kind of like trying to like dodge, at the same time as it hits.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna try and grab you. Oh no, wait, you have to do a strength saving throw. I'm sorry.
Whoa,
Why would
that
you
was
do that
loud.
to me?
Hi, viewers. Hope you
Natural
enjoyed
one.
that sound. That's very fitting.
It's
Okay.
not in the thing. It
Okay.
doesn't count.
right.
It grabs you,
Uh-huh.
and now it can make a tentacle attack at you. Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
It's got tentacles?
It does have tentacles.
Does have
Fuck.
tentacles, yeah.
Can't
It's like a
say.
mini crab Cthulhu thing.
Yep.
Wait until it casts Mind
18.
Blast.
Okay.
I'm a con save.
My god, that would be
It opens his mouth and like these tentacles just come out and start just like whacking at your face. But
Are you fighting Starspawn?
you're able to avoid like the poison that's just secreting off of these things. But what it does do,
awesome. Ash does laugh a little bit.
It moved!
5,
It moved!
10, 15.
I know.
That's the other one got Booming Blade, not this
No,
one.
that was Boom Blade. Boom
You got
Blade,
Boom
both.
Blade.
Yeah.
You got both of them? Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be
He just booming bladed it.
that's gonna be 15.
Right, you are right.
15
One
damage.
second. It takes that damage, and unless you'd make a good perception check, these two are underwater.
Cool. I'm gonna
Wait,
send.
the coin is still lighting up the underwater.
Yeah, but
I
it's
haven't
it's
cast
a
light
it's a
on.
coin. It does a 5-foot radius.
Well, the light has a 20-foot
We're
radius.
dealing with a lake.
I know, it's
Yeah.
fine. You make your whatever ruling. I just want to look
Yeah.
at the what.
Well,
light
you won't
spells-
have.
It's
Are we out of
2020.
combat?
That's normally it's
Okay.
2020, and it doesn't matter what you cast it on. It just
Yeah. The lake in my head, it was 30 feet deep and at its widest.
Okay.
So you can, if people don't have dark vision, they will not have disadvantage, but it's still dim light.
Okay.
Are we out of combat?
Would I? Because
No.
it disengaged.
You
Do
do
I-
have you both have opportunity
Oh,
attacks
cool.
on him.
Oh.
Sorry. But he does like pull away.
Nah. It's no go.
Ooh, natural 19 plus 9, 28 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at least I get that starboard strike. 3 plus 6, 9 damage.
Okay. You definitely do that to him. It is
Oh,
now
goodness.
your turn, Em. Yeah. You just see bubbles coming
So,
up.
There's a story.
Hold your breath.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it. It has to make a Dex saving throw.
It's underwater.
Is it magical
Sacred
flame?
Flame is it doesn't. I think it
magical.
can still works underwater.
Do you see
Because
it?
it's like it's
Yeah.
not an actual flame.
Do you have
it's
to make a
sacred
perception
energy.
check first? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
I guess I was hoping that the target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw would help.
Yeah, just perception check. I mean, it's a low DC to see it.
Yeah, I like that.
you
roll.
know how good my eyes work.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the
all
same
right.
thing.
Oh wow, 20.
Yeah, you're able to see it. And what does that do? Dex check.
Yes, dex saving throw.
That's a 4.
All right, so it takes 2d8 damage.
Get him.
Fuck it.
Oh, and I get to add my charisma modifier. I
'Cause
never
you're-
get to do this.
Nice.
All right, so that's 8 plus
That must be
5.
so sad as a warlock.
8 plus 5 is 13.
Mhm.
13 damage. As you feel a little, I don't know if there's flame or heat with Sacred Flame, but it gets light. It does light it up for a moment, like it's flame-like radiance
Okay.
descends upon a creature. So you could read that as maybe now I've lit it up for your turn. Maybe you
I think
don't.
that negates his disadvantage, sort of, because he is grappled by him.
Mhm.
So.
So I see the thing that's grappling me very clearly. Can I see out of the water?
Vaguely.
Vaguely?
Um.
Okay.
Like, cause you could see, but you can't tell
Can I
what.
get off of Diana as
Oh,
like
yeah.
with my movement? I don't want to go in the water yet, but I just want to be ready to go in.
While I'm grappled, am I able to touch the face of my shield?
Yeah, I'm thinking grappled like you
It's
could
got me
kind of
by the
yeah,
waist, and I'm like,
so, yeah. So you
Godzilla's
could
got me.
definitely yeah.
So while I'm clawed, I put my hand on the center of my shield, and I close my eyes, and I squint really hard, and then I thunder step away from the crab person underwater. Thunder step is 3d8 damage at base
Fuck.
level,
Was it a
and it's
dex save?
it's dexterity saving throw for half damage.
Okay, do 68 and advance.
5. I'll call that a 1. So it's 11.
Wait, so even Thunderstep gets double damage?
It's oh no, it's not lightning.
It's technically
I'm sorry.
no, yeah, it is thunder. So
you're right.
So
I'm
Thunder's
sorry.
just like it's like,
Thunder's
it's
Yeah.
like breaking
lightning.
something's ears. That's what Thunderstep
Yeah,
does.
no.
Then I'll just reroll damage.
Sorry.
It's okay. 7,
I mean, also, if you did lightning underwater, you would also take that damage.
Yeah.
it's just a really low pop.
Wait, is there a verbal component? I'm just kidding. Just
I'm
cast
actually
Thunderstep.
the reason
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I'm
it's with
casting
your
it through
shield.
my shield is
Yeah.
that it's a gift from my god. So
Ah.
Yep.
I'm able to do it basically like a was it a warcaster?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have
yeah,
to
that
do a
makes
verbal or
sense.
somatic component. I just have to touch it. So that's 9 damage.
Yeah, don't ever sleep on Warcaster,
Sounds
people.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It takes that damage.
As I apparate back out onto the shore, a little bit behind Diana.
Do a perception check while you're underwater, just to see.
Oh no. Oh no, there's more.
Perception 18.
I'm going to write something to you.
In the meantime, is it Ash's turn?
I mean, yeah, but now that he's up on the lake and we don't have a direct combatant.
You just grab the body and we could start making dinner.
It is now Ash's turn.
There's nothing to fight right now, though, right?
You could do a perception check to fire it, because it is in range.
Is it out of the water?
It's only like 20 feet away, right?
Yeah, it's not out of the
You
water,
just
it's
saw it got
underwater.
lit up by my flame.
So I'd have to, like, to fight it, I'd have to go underwater, unless I wanted to do, like, a spell.
Spell,
Which I don't-
I would say that you could shoot an arrow, like it would greatly impede it, but you're close enough where, like, if you were, you're close enough where it'll still hit it. If you were further back, then I would say no. But you're literally at the edge of the water.
Do you know any damaging cantrips?
Cantrips? No.
Can you mock it viciously?
Not while it's underwater, it can hear me.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, my perception check is shit. It's 9.
You still see it,
And
and it's like right over here. 5,
it's
10,
coming back
15,
towards
20.
us, like.
You can't tell right now because it was
Alright, I'm
hauling
gonna
ass
hold-
back. So.
I'm gonna hold my action then.
Okay, Franz, what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to go up and take the body of the dead crab thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna load it on Votek, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna start making my way back and getting dinner ready.
Jesus.
Do I make
Next
a
up
strength
is,
check or anything to get this thing out of here?
I mean, if you're just taking it out of combat, like, and not doing a non-combat move, I'm not gonna make you do a strength check. It is big. It's classified as large.
Oh, I'll make a
Does
strength.
my giant ring affect this? I don't actually know anything about that ring at all.
Yeah.
It'd be plus
I
one
didn't write
damage
it
to
down.
anything.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That would be. That's not bad. 15.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, but Wojtek does help you. Like this, he has been like overly protective of you this entire time.
I'm a good boy.
So-
You're gonna get the big claw.
God damn. Since you guys are watching this, it starts just kind of circling over here, not really doing anything to attack you, but almost as if do an insight check on it.
I can't roll for shit today. 11, 12.
14.
You can, and you have a
13.
passive insight, but I
Could
think
you-
you would know better. You're like, oh, like what's going on? Like this is something that's it's doing this on purpose, and you take a closer look at it, and it seems like it's protecting something.
Yeah, they've got kids down there, don't they?
Or
Or
Or they could
eggs.
be protecting the magic that's causing all of the lethargy.
I suppose.
it is your turn, Em.
Do I see it?
See what?
See it with the same perception check I had before. Do I need a new perception check to see it?
You could do an investigation check to. You see it, like you see it. But if you want to do an investigation check on what it might be trying to protect, you could do that.
Is that a free action or would that be my action?
I'm gonna say free action.
Okay, I'll do it then. Do I have disadvantage because it's in the dark?
It's the most.
Technically,
No.
there's the lit coin.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
and you'll find out why if you roll well enough.
9. Plus 1 intelligence and I have proficiency in investigation. So
Wow. Here's the thing. There's something that's shedding light. You can't tell what or
that's not
what,
the coin.
but That's
setting
not
it.
the coin.
Okay.
So, what do you do?
Sick of the bitch.
The
Dex saving throw.
Yep,
DC 16.
that's a 17 on the dice, but that's half damage still, right?
No,
Or-
it's cantrip. Cantrips don't
Oh.
do damage when you save.
Then never mind.
That's okay.
You were up.
So I now am kind of behind Diana, and you see me with some wide eyes, and I drop down to both my knees, and I hold up my hands, and I just say, "Everyone, please step back." And is it storming out right now? Like, what's the weather like right now?
It's a calm night.
Okay.
I'll step back if I'm allowed to.
In the distance, you start to see a really dark cloud start to move this way as I call lightning.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around. What is the damage on that? I believe it's. Where did you go? Girl with the flames in her hands. It's a cylinder with a 60-foot radius
3d10.
centered on a point of my choosing, is specifically what I was looking for.
Yep.
So the point of my choosing would be directly onto the dim light at the bottom of the lake.
Okay.
And yes, it's 3d10 of damage.
Lightning damage. too.
Lightning damage. 6,
So is that going to be double?
10,
Yes.
17, 26, 28,
What
and 34.
what level are you casting this at?
3d10 plus, you said it was doubled?
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
So that would be 34 damage
Nice.
Jesus.
that I
Christ.
rained down in a 60-foot radius around
One
that point.
second. Sorry, I thought you were just gonna roll 3 and double
Radius? 60-foot radius.
Yes.
So do we
Takes
need to
this
make
damage.
dex saves?
Set on a point you can see directly 100 feet. feet. Oh no.
Jesus
A
Christ.
60-foot radius. That's
Each
120 feet across.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's 5 feet within that point.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's the cloud.
Yeah.
Wow, I was
I
like,
got really excited. That's why I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. That was my bad.
You murk a few fish that are in there. You
The
watch a couple.
few that are left.
Yeah. You see the body of the second crayfish kind of pop up and it's floating. What's extra interesting is when you called it on that specific point. At first, there was like a kind of like a sonic boom, but not terribly so. But it was big enough to make the water erupt a little bit. But it seemed to, as you just had it hammer down more, it seemed to break that sonic boom a bit. Combat's over. What do you do? And I'm gonna leave this here. This is that glowing.
is
part.
there
I'm going to
gonna swim in?
sit Frederick down, and I'm gonna cast Conjure Bonfire. And be like, you need to warm up, because you were just submerged
Yeah.
under
I'm
freezing
just
water.
gonna cast prestidigitation.
Yup.
And
So-
also warm up because now he's been out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
So
bring
so
over
you dry his clothes. You dry his soul.
Thanks.
the crab body over, and I'm
Also hot chocolate.
starting the dishes. You got the butter?
Franz gets out a fishing pole and tries to reel in the other one.
Well, okay, so he takes
Okay,
out
these things might not actually be safe to eat.
butter and hands it to you, and then is going to like be taking off his boots and shit. And go for a swim.
It is cold.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
a
it is
con
cold.
check out of
Is
you.
there anything I can do to warm the water?
Con save or just straight con?
Con save.
All right, so that's gonna be 21.
Okay. It is cold as shit.
It's cold as fuck. Yeah.
But you've definitely done this at some frat party before.
Oh yeah, this is
So,
totally
You
standard winter fare.
you steal yourself
There.
and you swim out. Do you go underwater?
Yeah, I'm looking to like go pick up this glowy thing or look at it or.
Okay. You said you don't have any armor on at this point because
No,
you
I
just
took all that stuff off, but I am
Yeah.
taking. I also took off my jacket and shit. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Eternal Lantern down because
Nice.
it shines forever and in any conditions.
I
So
love it.
Can I? So
I'm taking it down with me.
you create a magic bonfire. Do you think I could cast that in the lake, and would it, because it's magical, would it be able to heat the lake a little bit around the area where Ash is going?
That she'll be fine. He's done this before.
Welcome back, Jack.
Yeah. Maybe not
Hey, Jack.
moving, but if he's standing, somewhere for a while, then you can warm that area. But I wouldn't say that you would be able to follow him.
Oh yeah. So it can't
Yeah.
move anyway. So yeah, I'll cast create bonfire like about like maybe 5 feet to the left, or out, of the whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You do an investigation check.
Can I keep
Investigation
watch
14.
and looking around to see if there's any danger in the water, because I don't know if there could be more crab things. I just want to watch out for Ash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine,
I would
yeah.
say with disadvantage, just because it's either you're also doing the bonfire as well.
Yeah.
14.
Well, the
Okay.
bonfire lasts for a minute, so I can just.
Oh,
cast it.
okay, then never mind.
And so yeah, and then I'll take another copper and I'll throw it in with light again.
Okay.
I assume the other one's now submerged in mud or something.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have disadvantage or do
No.
I? Okay.
So what you see is it's a
13.
crystal about like 2.5 to 3 feet tall that is like just embedded in here. And
Like naturally grew or like put there.
put there.
Okay.
And there's a little fissure from the big old lightning thing.
Right.
And do an Arcana check.
14.
Thinking back to the little boom that you saw, it seems it's a construct. It's not anything that's living, but it
Mhm.
seems to have some sort of defense whenever it takes damage that it deals damage.
Does it look like it
But-
moved?
Uh,
Or does that Arcana check give me good enough to touch it or not touch it?
you probably get the sense that if it's touched in any way, it will hurt.
It will hurt. Alright.
You don't know how much, but it seems like it's gonna hurt.
You're getting hit on in the chat.
There you are.
Like super hit on.
For the dream.
You're the dream boy.
Well, you might be the dream
No.
boy.
Glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Hair to the
Oh,
side.
glasses.
Glasses.
Well, I'm a happily married person,
Yeah.
Jack.
I am the random dude pulled in from the street and trapped.
Oh. Alright, anyways.
Alright.
I have a 13 on the perception check to look for danger.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I will like swim back out and immediately cast prestidigitation on myself
Okay.
and get dressed and get Coco and
What do you share? What you found with?
yeah, as I am also like shattering teeth. There's a crystal down there.
Nice.
Marriage is just a social construct.
Okay.
Not wrong.
Alright.
It's not wrong, but
I don't feel
that doesn't make it
comfortable with
any
people
less
hitting on players
real.
in chat.
Okay.
So let's
All right, cool. No, that's fair.
Alright.
We need to make
More coffee?
Okay, what spells do I have? What does... Well, do we get the sense that this crystal, can be harmed?
There was a fissure on it.
A fissure like a crack?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I need to look at the list of weapons in Dungeons and Dragons that I can
Really quick.
conjure.
The second part of this, is it like I guess I would have to just try. I wouldn't have the insight into this magical thing to know if it's attached to something controlling it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I could, but it would maybe just be kind of fruitless. Talking about remove the curse, everybody.
Yeah. The other thing is like curse is like the residual action, like the residual thing from the source.
Yep.
So like even
Okay.
if it may work for like someone who is cursed,
Mhm.
it may not get the plague away.
Okay.
Alright. I am going to take a couple steps back.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to pull, I'm gonna pull back my hand, I'm gonna form a javelin, and I'm gonna get a running start, and I'm just gonna thrust a javelin into the water and try to slam it into the crystal.
Nice. Do a ranged attack roll.
Alright. Is it within 30 feet? Alright, then I think with disadvantage with the javelin.
Yeah,
'cause it's
I'm not
ranged.
gonna Pythagorean theorem it, but it's like 20 feet out and 20 feet deep,
Yep.
which I say.
Ooh, it's 1917 though, so 20,
Okay, yeah, so
20
you did a really, really good. Like, so I think the people watching you do that are like, are you sure that's gonna work? Wow, that was a good throw.
Alright, and
So-
so just a single d6 plus 4 damage. 8 damage.
Okay. It definitely does that damage. 1 second. And same thing, there was a big boom. Not loud because it's underwater, but it seems like a thunder type damage, thunder or force damage. That
I may not
happens.
be in the chat right now. You want me to
But
get
yeah.
in the chat?
I seeing that and seeing that it something reacted to it. I'm not totally sure how you wanna flavor Toll the Dying
Till
underwater
the dead.
or Toll the Dead
Uh-huh.
underwater.
Just told it to work on constructs. Alright, there.
What is it? It's no. It would be technically is that necrotic damage? No, that probably wouldn't work well.
Yeah.
Okay, so then just for flavor, am I able to put my hand into the water and like juice it up and like through the water cast Shocking Grasp?
Kelly, I'm really sorry. Is this you?
I'm Capsicum. But what's it called?
Is it a creature?
It's a crystal.
Yeah, so like I think most of
Yeah.
our cantrips they all say you target a creature.
Yeah, so that one would not
That's
be
why I'm
able to-
throwing javelins like a monkey.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Mm.
I just made a bunch of people moderators
Thank
Okay.
you.
because you weren't mods before. and,
Sorry.
That will help with
Okay.
things.
Okay. So I start juicing it up. My hand gets a little cold, and I'm uncomfortable now because that didn't work at all. So then you'll see my hand start to glitter again, and I cast a guiding bolt at it.
Nice. Attack roll.
18.
Hits.
4, 56, 2, 8, 13 radiant damage.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to javelin it again.
Okay.
That's right. So I guess I don't have disadvantage. I just have regular
Mhm.
roll. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and that will be another 8 damage.
Nice.
And I'm
So-
rearing back. It's funny because like you're watching, like I'm gonna be casting light on the javelin as I'm
Yep.
throwing it. So you see this like flashlight javelin stab into it, and then it pops back into my
And
hand.
same thing. It's reacting to everything that you hit it with. It's getting weaker and weaker with each hit, but it's
Cool.
still there.
Doing it again. This time I'll
Okay.
just have disadvantage. And like knowing because I've cast Guiding Bolt before, I'll
Mhm.
turn to Friedrich and say, I think we don't need to use our limited magics on this. Hopefully. All right, that'll be. Ooh, that might not actually hit. 15.
That does hit.
All right. 9.
Tell me how. Just tell me how you crack it open.
So like the lit, the javelin with light on it
Bones.
flies through the water and just goes right through the middle of it, and then it just shatters.
Nice. As it shatters, there's this ear-splitting boom. And almost it's not as big as like an atomic bomb, but it's kind of like a mini atomic bomb. As
Fuck.
water like
Do we
explodes
take,
out.
Damage. How are our eardrums?
Dex
Yeah.
save and con save.
Okay.
Both?
Yes.
Okay, so my con
Purple
save
six.
is going to be 19, and my dex save is going to be a 19.
Okay.
They're both 19. Should have just said that.
So I've got a dex save of 20 and a con save of 22.
Double 12s.
Okay. I actually rolled 20 on both of these. So anyone who got under 15 for either of those takes 20 of each kind of damage. For anyone
What
that
do you mean each kind?
oh sorry, 20 force damage, 20 thunder damage.
Okay, cool.
Anyone who got above a 15, half that.
I take 40 damage.
Ooh.
So it's 20 from each.
But
Yes.
I haven't
So I
taken
take
any
20
damage since our last short
Less.
rest. So like I like throw the javelin into the water and then it explodes. I just get knocked like sky high.
Yeah.
Like I'm like
anyone who
I'm like 10 feet back. So I know it like comes up and starts like nuzzling me. It's like I'm on the ground. Oh.
how much HP does Diana
We're
have?
at,
She was
7.
in there as
We're at
well.
7th
I would
level
say
check.
she wasn't at the edge of the lake because I got off of her. But if you want,
The
I can make those
issues.
I can make the saves for Diana.
Sorry, I wasn't like totally clear. In my head, I was thinking it also got part of the town.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, that was
that's
my
absolutely
mistake.
fine.
Yeah.
I
So, but
just-
it's like 150 radius, so it's not like the
Alright.
entire town's demolished, but like anyone in there's some like down
8
buildings.
Oh, I need a new
5.
Votex.
She's dead.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, Wojtek also only has like
Who?
13
Diana.
in her.
Oh,
So
no.
at the same time, Diana and Wojtek just poof into thin air.
Thank God soap is in my pocket dimension.
I'm just gonna start lighting my fine steed candle
Yup.
because I do get once a day.
No,
so
you definitely
before I
can
go
get
to
her
bed,
back.
so I can have a once a day tomorrow.
Yep,
It takes a while though, right? Fine steed takes like
10 minutes.
I am immeasurably sad right now, and I am sadly eating my crab meat.
Well, this is happening just because I got wrecked. I'm gonna start praying for heals. So that also takes 10 minutes.
Okay. So, yeah.
like prayer of healing on all of us. Okay, cool.
I will also
Um,
just light the candle.
Which
of
one?
healing.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely do that healing up in those 10 minutes, Fine Steed. Just at the end of those 10 minutes, you see Gam and crew, now all 5 soldiers, come rushing over, like, armed and ready to go. And they slow down when they see, like, a half-filled lake, water everywhere. You guys would have dried yourselves off at this
Right.
point.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm wet. I mean, unless someone else
No,
is
no, no.
drying me off.
Prestidigitation all the way around.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
That is
yeah,
that is
I
the
like
first.
literally like
Sorry.
I get
I
blown
feel
away.
like
I'm like,
Ash has like has had pneumonia or something because he is like, nah, no hypothermia. You all will be dry.
Yeah.
It's
So-
very serious.
Everybody
though.
get 15
Yeah,
to 10
it's
minutes.
like with
Oh.
for M, it's like she got blown by she's like black, like
Oh.
a Looney Tunes cartoon, and she just gets up like kind of slowly, and she like just lights the candle and just like with her hand with conjure bonfire,
You guys take another 10.
and like
for-
so, she's like not even focused on like anything else.
You guys,
Nice.
so I think between us, you're taking 25 points of.
I'm back up to
Nice.
full.
All right, 37 out of 52 isn't the worst.
Nice. And Gam walks over and sees all of you, huddled up, getting fixed, and immediately he points to his people, points at you, and the rest of the paladins go laying on hands. So you're all back up to full healing. And he goes, "What happened here?"
I think we fixed it.
I'm
I mean-
unsure if we fixed it. Is everyone in the
And,
town back to normal?
He pauses for a moment and he looks back and he sees a soldier there, and he goes, "You ran." And the guy goes, "Yeah, I did." And it seems like he wasn't running before. Maybe they ran out of spell slots for that one.
Okay.
So it seems like it immediately
Cool.
broke
Yeah.
what was going on.
So is Diana back now?
Yes,
All right.
she is back.
I'm just gonna be petting Diana, and I'll let Franz or Ash or Friedrich explain.
Okay. Yeah, that'll take a couple minutes. Do you want to RP it out or just say that it happens?
I mean, I would definitely describe it as something like of dark magics or like something evil, and that the people here are very much not safe. And I would definitely reiterate that we need to get everybody out, and it would be
Well, yes, that was the plan from the beginning. So
I mean, half
thank
the
you.
town's not destroyed anyways.
On your merry way.
No reason.
And he looks into there, and he doesn't see anything. So he goes, "Leah, look in there." And Leah's gonna look in there, and she squints and she goes, "Do you think there's maybe pieces down there? Should we get them?"
Sure, go for it.
And she starts
Even your
doffing.
paladin armor.
Yeah, takes a long time, and she's all right, and she
Before she jumps in, I quick
Uh-huh.
cast guidance.
okay, she needs that. Okay, cool. She passes the con check, and she's down there for almost a scary amount of time. You wonder, like, does she have any breath left? Does she get sucked down? But finally she emerges with a piece of the crystal. And I'm imagining it used to be glowing, now it's just this dull pink color. And the crystal itself was too big to take the entire
It's a
thing.
dark crystal.
No. And she swims like one-handed over, and it's a good fist-sized piece of crystal, and she hands it over to Gam, who immediately puts it in his satchel.
Well, then let's take a look at that thing.
No, this is for the captain. Anything about this will...
We're sent to deal with this problem. Problem's not completely dealt with.
I mean, actually, we weren't sent to deal with this problem. We were sent to find the soldiers and.
Oh.
And thank you for your... You didn't help us. Thank you for your...
No. One,
he
I
says to you.
prepared a delicious meal. Yeah.
You did stab some crabs.
Yeah, I was part of this.
We
Did
definitely.
you eat the crabs?
Yeah.
I have not.
No way.
Speaking of food, I haven't eaten all.
Con check.
What do you do that to yourself?
Well, I'm using a luck point.
Eric is eating.
Better.
today.
It's gonna be a 13.
Not
You,
good enough.
yeah, that, you ate, like, Underdark stuff, dude. Like, you're going to have stomach poisoning, so you are poisoned until your next long rest.
It's fine.
That is all.
Okay.
It's more flavor, and, like, do a performance check if you don't want people to notice. Besides maybe Ash.
Can you stomach poisoning? Is that I don't know if you can perform out of that.
That's true. What?
You're just gonna swallow
16.
it.
Okay. No, but here's the thing. I think he's just letting out, like, the gnarliest farts, but, like, passing it off like it's Diana or something. Like, I don't know.
Do you want me to roll a persuasion check as well?
Or like, he's like,
That's a 24
or-
persuasion check.
or like going off into the, behind a tree to puke quietly. I think Ash would definitely notice, but I don't think that the paladins that don't know him. Maybe you two do, but I don't think that these would.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man, that shit's gnarly.
Yeah.
You want
Yep.
some?
Fuck no.
Okay.
So yes, thank you. We've got it from here. Would you? I imagine they'll let us stay the night. But otherwise, I guess this is us parting ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap.
We all should take a rest here for the night.
Sure, yes. Well, it'll be awkward if I say bye. So if you follow, and he just starts walking
Wait,
back into town.
You gotta work on your social
Okay.
skills.
All
Can,
these.
can we go check on the people and the babies?
Yeah, we definitely want to be. Yeah, Ash definitely wants to check on some peeps before we.
Yeah. Just everyone do a perception check on. It's like the corner of town over here.
Not too good perception. 12,
17.
18.
21.
Nice.
Okay. Someone roll a percentage die.
Okay. Do you want
We need to roll
90.
both of them.
94?
That's good. So you're able to find 10 people that were crushed in those houses. Some of them took some damage, some of them, were just kind of like underneath hiding. There was only one person out of the 10 that you found that unfortunately did not make it. And they seem to be in their twilight years anyway. So
Yeah, well, they got misnumbered.
So-
That doesn't make people dying feel better.
I'm just
Oh, they're
saying,
old. Their lives don't
well,
mean
no,
anything.
I'm not saying it didn't mean anything. It's like a baby didn't die. It was someone who probably, you know what, you saw that they had, you do a medicine check and they were dying, like, tomorrow anyway.
They had leukemia.
Yeah, like, they seemed to have some sort of terminal illness that they were not long for this
Can't
world
save
anyway.
everyone. It's okay.
It's okay. I feel bad.
Why?
Anyway. Only one died, anyway.
Only one died. It's fine.
Yup,
Yeah.
Ash is not perturbed by this at all.
Yeah, I get
No.
He's just like
zero fucks about this.
fair enough.
I do give a shit about the babies though.
All right. And the neighbors actually stop you as you're pulling them out. And they seem to be in a daze still. They don't know what's been going
Are they
on,
also confused?
but they do see their neighbor unfortunately passed away, and you're strangers, and they go, thank you for helping.
What was
got it
his
from
name?
here." His name was Fred.
Fred. What was Fred like?
He was kind of a shitty human being. He never let the kids play in his front yard.
The man just dies. And
He
this is
sounds
what
like
we're
a
talking
respectable
about him. Talking about
homeowner.
his kids
I'm trying to
clean.
feel better about
I'm gonna
him
go
dying.
sleep.
Listen, it's okay. Sometimes
As
people
a-
die.
as
It's
I walk
probably
by,
after
I
like
put my
digging
shoulder
through
on
rubble,
the
it's probably like
citizens.
coming on
Oh.
dawn right now.
Yeah, can we
lightning
get to
strike,
shade?
and I cast
Oh, I'm not
guidance
feeling
just
too
as a,
well.
you know,
It's like I'm
Nice.
covered in
As a-
shit.
No, if it's
I'm like-
dawn.
Press the digitation.
No.
It's everything.
Well, yeah,
No.
no, I'm not wet. I'm just covered in dirt, and I took the
Prestidigitation
full
still
40.
cleans you. It still cleans you.
Does it clean?
Yeah.
I didn't know it cleaned. I thought.
I'd also go take a nap now.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is, it's dawn, so we don't want to screw up our sleep schedules. So we should probably just stay up and power through it.
Not all
Like-
of us were pretending to carry stuff all day. Some of us are actually doing work.
I'm coming out both ends right now. I'm contesting this.
You're gonna go sleep, Franz. And here's a cup of stew.
Where'd you get? What kind of soup is this? Where does this soup come from? I'm very confused.
I imagine it is probably some kind of. I'm trying to think.
I'm
Probably
thinking
some
clam
kind of.
chowder. Or-
No.
No?
It's too soon for seafood.
Yeah, he is not a dick.
Whatever.
I mean, he is a dick. He's trying to be a better person, okay?
Okay.
So it's the soup. It's the soup that Gregory used to make him. So I'm imagining some kind of like
Nice.
tomato based
Nice.
soup of some kind.
I
So
dig
not clam chowder.
So definitely not clam chowder. Because you're a dick, but Ash is trying to be a better person.
Okay, I'm not a dick. I'm just 15. There's a huge difference.
Every 15-year-old is a dick.
I know. So it's just redundant to even say that.
No, it's not. So you get a goddamn cup of soup.
Cool.
Nice. Do you want to go to the inn to sleep for the night, or do you try to make camp outside? What is it?
Definitely in.
Yeah, in.
Okay. When you walk into the inn, it's very different from what you saw before.
Yeah.
People are actually leaving because I don't know how long I was here for. What's going on? They're just gonna go home to
probably
their
super
friends
hungover.
and family.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's pretty dead in here, and
That's
the barkeep looks at you and is a little surprised, and he goes, "Oh, welcome. Can I get you a place to stay?"
Yes.
Yeah.
That was an easy sell. Would you like the king
We're
bedroom?
not paying. We're just gonna go pass out. I start walking
Ashley definitely
upstairs.
takes out coins
Okay.
and lays them on the table.
It's 2 silver a piece.
Yeah,
and-
so yeah, for everybody, he's gonna get his own room
Okay.
because no one wants that.
There better be a John in there too, otherwise it's gonna be a literal shitstorm.
Yeah.
There's definitely not. You
Wow.
were ruining someone's day tomorrow.
The 2 silver is gonna go a long way.
God damn.
Or he's just gonna like make you up like, Ash has got this.
You're
the number of
definitely-
times
yeah.
he has dealt with this is a lot.
Yes.
Okay. So
The
Ash is gonna,
canonical
like-
frat boy.
yeah, Ash is definitely gonna like make you up a little bed in the bathroom. Like,
Oh, there is
put a
no bathroom.
sign. There is a not in the room, but there's
Yeah.
a John somewhere in the inn.
Yeah.
I'm just sleeping. I'm just set up a cot in the bathroom,
Yeah, no, yeah,
permanently occupied.
yeah. No, that's not even a lie. There's
Yeah.
like there are blankets, pillows. He just brings them to you.
Nice.
Fresh pajamas from your pack.
Someone like accidentally comes in the middle of the night. It's projectile vomit,
Definitely.
vomit all over him.
Definitely.
There is a sign on the door.
and it's the
that's like,
barkeep.
Oh, poor barkeep.
Yep.
Don't eat the crab.
Yep. Morning comes. You're good.
Yeah, I am now empty.
Long rest?
You are. Yep. Long
I am
rested.
fully emptied.
Long rested. All right.
Yep.
Lovely.
There's some chatter coming from downstairs. This seems to be the place where people, if they're gonna get food not at their house, this is where they get it. So
Okay, cool.
people are in for the morning rush.
Lovely. I have to go downstairs and make conversation and stuff.
What's
Okay.
I'm gonna go talk to the barkeep. So what's the local specialty?
Oh, he's gonna prestidigitation the entire bathroom.
Yeah,
When he goes
thank
downstairs.
I don't even make an effort to clean up.
And
Because you're 15,
actually, the
that's why Ash went in
barkeep
there.
looks at you and goes, "What did you eat?"
Don't eat the crab, man. I'll have literally anything but
There's no crab around here. That's north.
crab.
No,
Well,
there
How
were
long have you
giant,
were-
insane crabs in your lake. They're gone now. It's
I
fine.
ate 'em.
Not my lake, but thank you.
The town's lake. The lake near the town.
Sorry.
You're just being
However, you
pedantic
wanna-
for some reason.
Yeah. All right. Specialty for breakfast: a good bowl of porridge, some sausages, and bread.
Take 3 of them.
Okay. And he hands you some and 3 for the rest
Is it
of
the
you.
next morning?
No,
or-
Yeah.
No. Just one. It'll be fine. I'm not 15
Sure.
anymore.
Yes. So there are a copper piece each, one on the house since you cleared up the town. So no, not you, but 2 from you.
Yes,
Hello.
Ash is just gonna pay. Ash has
Uh-huh.
just got this.
Okay.
He is just attitudes. He just wants everything to be fine.
Okay.
I am just like
All he
shoveling.
wants
Nice.
in his life is everything just to be fine.
They're downstairs talking with the barkeep, getting some nice porridge. What's Friedrich doing?
I regroup with Gam, try and find them. I want to kind of like figure out if there was any other orders that they had. Is there anything that I can do to convince Gam that the 3 people that I'm with are worthy fighters and that he should, like, be willing to work with them?
But I am working with them.
Mate, but you could just still be in a shit.
No. I mean,
So,
am I
do we
not
wanna
being
head to
friendly?
the,
Am I not
the last
allowing them to do their
mission
job?
given
Right.
to us by
Just-
the captain today?
One's a
Yeah,
literal
sure,
child.
might
You
as
don't
well.
expect me to
They don't
respect
want
a
us to,
child.
so it's not like we
Have
can
you ever
help
ridden a
the
bear?
townspeople or anything.
Well,
And that's not
no.
really where our talents lay.
They
Yeah.
Have you
Are you
ever
asleep
tamed
alright?
a bear?
I don't believe that he tamed
That's
a
not
bear.
alright, too.
Where is the bear? It ran away.
It's a sore subject. I wouldn't bring it up.
Are they talking? Did the other soldiers stay in the inn as well?
I would say yes, but they're kind of talking off.
Okay, cool. I won't.
Would you be in like the corner of the main
Yeah.
area or in
Yeah,
his room?
I just don't. My main thing is that I feel self-conscious. I don't want the party to be feeling like Gam
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to be around them, so I don't want them to see that I'm trying to tell Gam to chill out and be like going to
Can I-
accept the help.
Can I roll passive insight to notice that people are hiding conversations in the corner?
Well, my passive perception is 19, so
Would it be perception or would it be insight? Which one do you want me to use?
Perception.
Perception is going to be a 24.
Okay, you were able to see, like you both were able to see this happening. You, with your insight, can tell that like he's trying to like hide definitely trying to hide that he's talking to this person, and Gam just looks confused about
Gam,
this
you suck.
conversation.
So like, but he's trying to hide it for good intentions, right?
Yeah,
Like that's okay.
yeah.
I don't want to walk over there and be like, "What's up?"
don't
But
you
I'm
dare
not-
talk about my bear.
You see, he's an idiot.
I come over. I'm like,
Oh god.
look, fuck you. What have you been doing this past week? Shit.
I saved the baby.
Cool.
I don't even know you.
That's good. That's good. That's good you don't know me. But I helped save the city. Fuck you. I'm gonna go back to my porridge.
Franz.
Still on my first bowl.
Franz, I need to take.
A child.
I need you to
It doesn't
take your
even-
15-year-old
doesn't
and
even
bring it up
warrant
to an
a-
18-year-old.
Where's the town
Just
leader?
like shift it just a tiny bit.
There is the
Like,
elder.
Where is he? I need to
Gotta
speak
go.
to the elder.
Find a ghost somewhere.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Uh,
I'm working on my freshman 15 right now. Now in pool
His
number 2.
name's Fred.
So Ash is gonna go over and he's just like say, "Hey, we're gonna get out of your hair today. Hope the rest of your orders go well. I'm assuming you're coming with us."
Yeah, but the people,
We've got the people.
The whole point of them coming here, I assume, was to take all the people in this town and bring them back to the base, right?
yeah, but yeah. I'm visibly torn between wanting to help cohorts.
What
and
is
stick to
out
my
of character?
orders.
What is the last town we need to go to?
Are we rolling past 5?
Yeah,
We're
we're
going
going
to
to
six.
because we didn't start till 3. So-
Bam
You need to go.
is the last town. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Bam.
I guess
late,
you're
I'm
going
early.
with Gam today.
Yeah, I know. I was
So-
gonna say. I guess I'm.
Uh,
gonna go with you.
So given that you look uncomfortable, Ash is gonna be like, if you just, we've got our third back now. So if you want to go, if you want to help
But the
your
babies.
brothers,
But you're thinking the
Dingo
baby,
ate
the
my
children.
baby.
yeah, exactly. I will sleep better at the next town knowing you're here to take care of the babies.
I can't break orders, but I can't not help my mates. I'll find
Your
you.
orders are to do, to help us, right? And this is how you help us.
Okay, I'll find you. I will find you.
So actually, out of character, are you coming to join us? Join us?
Once you move to Wednesdays, I'm not gonna be able to continue.
Right.
So I've got like one more session
Okay.
next week.
Yep.
Alright.
So I will eventually come find the party
Okay.
after helping Gam gather the people.
Alright.
Let me at least gather the folk, and I'm right behind you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. Ash has this like
Yeah.
Ash is gonna like put his hand on your shoulder because you were freaking out. And I'm gonna make a persuasion check.
Okay.
My persuasion's very good. 16, and just be like, it's
My call to duty.
Friedrich. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
You're fine.
I'm gonna start now, and I probably stand up and
No, and Friedrich, eat breakfast before you go. You're no help to anyone in
The porridge is perfectly all right.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us again today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll
Nice to
see
meet
you
you.
next week.
Yeah, next week.
Or I'll see you probably later or tomorrow or whatever.
Or whatever.
Anyway. Alright. So yeah, there's one more town left as a reminder. That one used to be a fishing village, but now there are some unsavory folk gathering.
Oh, right. Yeah, we gotta go deal with that.
Well, I've already dealt with all unsavory folk today, so I don't think I can. My stomach can handle it anymore.
Oh, my God.
So, at this point, like, you could stay here a little while, you could go straight to the next town, you could go back to the fort. It's up to you what you would like to do.
I'm so sorry about
We
Fred.
fly at 70 miles an hour over the fort. Right? Because we have to cross, right? Because I thought it was one was north, one was west, one was east.
They're all
Oh,
got-
no, they're in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's gonna take us 15 minutes. Let's just go out there and fly away.
is that alright with you, Franz?
I'm on my third bowl right now. Give me a minute.
We're just gonna take some time for coffee and breakfast and whatever else. After that,
Let's get the fuck out of here. That sucks.
God. I'm gonna say
you
the
are
barkeep
leaning
was
into
just...
that 15 minutes right
Yep.
now.
Well,
Damn.
he's a grumpy boy right now. He's getting over a tummy ache.
Yeah, let's putting that lightly.
So yeah, you go to
That
Past
bathroom will
that,
never be the same
Bam.
again.
What?
you go to Bayam, which is the last town, or to the fortress. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going last time.
That's town.
Okay,
Come back
Um,
with all the jobs done. That's our motto.
solid. So you really want to get to
Did you
one
guys
late.
decide a
Um,
motto last week?
No, we did not. Yes, that and also,
Uh-huh.
you know, just got originally we were like, Ash was going through this really fast because like Franz was being tortured, but now Franz is with us.
Hey.
Who was being tortured?
I would call it torture. I would call that.
Can you tell them? Do you want to
Unfair
tell them like
punishment.
what you did to like avoid? Because like I'm like Texas like fuck.
So, I was ordered as punishment for not doing anything wrong to carry basically
Yes.
I don't know how many pounds
We
of
heard that.
Yeah.
bags. And I decided then to light my phantasmal force candle to give her the illusion for a minute that I was doing the work, and then I cast invisibility on myself and fucking hid all day.
And then like disguise self over and over, like just blowing through spell slots to.
Dig it.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah,
Yep.
because fuck her. And then Tomas and I had a brilliant conversation.
Really? Did
Yeah,
you?
Yeah, where
Man, Tomas is just getting. He is just not having a great day.
He's
that was not
not.
a good day for him.
No.
That was a really shitty day for him.
oh, I made it definitely a million times
No, that's
worse.
what I'm saying. It started out pretty shitty and then just got shittier from there.
Yep.
Well, that's what happens when you decide to choose loyalties. You know.
In his defense, he helped him get out. So.
No, I am
Yep.
not saying anything as
Uh-huh.
a person. I
No,
am
no,
not
I
saying
know.
anything bad about Tomas. As
Yeah.
Ash, it's like that's when you choose between loyalties, you gotta one
Yep.
side. You didn't choose one side,
Yep.
and that side's not gonna be happy with you.
Yep. So yeah, it's a little fishing town on the water. Like you literally are on the coast of
Yeah.
Taizhou at the northern border. There's a lot of people from Gyo who used to come here a lot for trade. Maybe not so much anymore now that there's Inquisition on the border, and not necessarily, these people are magical, so they don't want to come here. It's like even the non-magical folk don't want to deal with it
Just
anymore because
there's
it's just
Inquisition here.
there's not Inquisition here, but
Okay.
there's Inquisition on the border and nearby. There might be some like plainclothes, but you don't know.
So we just go flying
But-
on a unicorn. It's fine.
I'm imagining when you say fly in, maybe you.
No, I mean
You-
unless
you
we
flew
know
in,
we
yeah.
know anything about the northern border, which we don't.
That's true.
We like Ash knows nothing about the northern border.
Mhm.
We just flew into the middle of the last town, and I don't
You were
see
lucky
us.
that
I don't see us actually. Well, I mean it's daytime this time, right? So would we go
Yeah.
in to the middle of town, or would we?
I think we're going to the middle of town. This time I cast fly on Diana and me, and then you guys can ride on
Yeah,
Diana
that's fine.
together.
tell me how you get into town.
Yeah, we're just flying in the middle.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to do?
Is there like a town square?
There is a town square.
What's in the town
It's like
square?
it's like a it's not so much a square as it is like a strip along the port.
Yeah, I don't see us breaking. Like, if I'm being really real, I don't see us breaking habit. We're just here to get the job fucking done.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done the last 2 times. Is just fly in, get it done, leave. And I don't see us not doing
I
that.
like that motto better. Get in, get out, fuck you.
I mean, basically, yeah.
I mean, Em is really just thinking about the end goal. Like that.
Okay.
That's where her mind is.
All
Yeah, so I
right,
don't even know that we would have
that
talked about it. I think we would have just been flying,
definitely
landed in the middle.
happens, and I'll say that you flew to like a busy-ish portion where you're like, all right, this is where we start looking. This looks like the place where we can get answers.
Yeah.
And almost immediately as you land, there's this one, I'd say middle-aged dude off of who's like
Never
hauling.
trust middle-aged dudes.
Who's hauling a like crate of just like fish that they just pulled off from the boat. And he goes, I guess you were flying, so you're on the unicorn. So like they don't think that you're magical, but they know the beast is. They clearly think you're magical. And they go, we don't want no more of your kind here.
Well, too bad. Good.
So
Oh,
Ash-
They've had enough trouble in this town as it is without
Yeah,
more.
that's what we're here to help with.
So Ash is gonna pull out his badge.
Okay, what's the play here?
I'm gonna pull out my badge too. I got a badge.
He's looking at Ash because you're a child.
And he's gonna say, what's the fucking captain's name?
You still
We
never
did
asked.
Never
We did
asked.
Come on. Do you know the captain? Does anyone know the captain's name?
I'm going back through my notes. I don't think.
Y'all never asked.
The captain. That's what everyone calls the captain. Nobody calls the
Wait,
captain.
do we know
by
the
their
name of the fort? What's the name of the fort?
Briggs.
Fort Thomas.
All right. So he's just gonna. We were sent from Fort Briggs because we were told there was some unsavory folk that needed dealing with. Basically. So
Roll a
doing?
persuasion.
Persuasion.
Mm.
Not bad. It's gonna be a 23.
Fighting fire with fire, I see. Not a
Yeah.
bad idea.
So are these folk magical then? I assume.
Some, I mean, I've never. How else do you call people who are looking for more undead? Like, you can't do that with non-magical means. You can't do that with non-magical means, can you? He starts saying it like as if it's like only magic use it, and he's like, wait, can non-magic users do this too? Do I have to be afraid of non-magic users?
No, you have
You
to.
should always be afraid of everything, everyone, and every second.
No, you just be
No.
skeptical.
But
yes,
no,
that's
non-magic
possible.
users cannot create. Only specific types of people with magic can create dead things.
Seem to know a lot. Where'd you get your schooling from?
So I actually,
Magic's been around for 3 years. You think there's schools?
I went to Bard College, Taijo.
I mean, it's possible. How else? Like, if no one's.
Alright, so Emma's having her first I'm a city girl and I'm in the
Oh.
middle of the country, these people are fucking morons moment.
And he's like, he knows a lot about different kinds of magic. There has to be someone who knows that imparted that knowledge onto him.
So most of it's actually just been encountering a lot of magical people who some of them are okay and some of them are good and some of them are awful.
Most of the ones I encountered are shit.
Well, you live in a very small world, so you know that happens.
Not all of them suck.
Yeah, like we kind of suck, but like in an endearing way.
God,
That's just
please
it.
tell me he's not magical.
I
No.
mean, no.
That was perfect.
God damn. That was a
Clip it!
that was a rather
good.
quick answer from the two of you. I am not going to be a dissatisfied Socrates. I'll be a happy pig on that one.
All right.
Is that a saying around here?
So yes. What are you doing exactly? You shouldn't go. I mean, maybe you want to. I mean, and he's kind of waffling back and forth, and he's like, so, sometimes Inquisition passes through, sometimes, things get a little hairy because of that. The quickest way to get the unsavory folk, on you, like Stink on Pig, is to show that you're magical, because they're kind of only looking for a certain sort.
Okay, well, you all are magical, so start firing off
Or-
stuff.
I mean, yeah.
It's just
So are
cause.
the unsavory folk Inquisition, or are they not Inquisition?
They're recruiting magical people. I think.
Yeah.
Alright, cool, great. And
Yeah.
how many of them approximately do you know of in your town?
I don't know, but they all congregate at the Angler Inn.
Okay, we're
Let's
going to
go
the
there.
Angler.
All right.
Cool.
Now, wait, just so we know. Now, I understand that you don't know, but I'm sure you know more or less than 10, more or less than 5, right?
Don't treat them too much like idiots while I'm gone.
I'm not treating him like an idiot. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get clarification because he said he doesn't know the exact number, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he knows if it's in the dozens or if it's in the single digits, right?
There's a lot that are practicing. I only ever see a couple recruiters. Mostly this young lass, brown, dark hair, looks like she would marry someone just to eat him.
So big.
No. Evil.
All right.
Things can be big and evil. And small and evil.
All right. So you're saying we crush the head of the snake, the body goes away.
I don't think so. I mean, knowledge spreads like wildfire. Everyone that they're teaching they're teaching them powerful stuff. You think that they're just gonna not use it because head honcho's gone? You ask me. I'm sure you feel differently about the Inquisition, but I'd sure love them to clear them out right now.
Where is Inquisition?
Mostly on the border. Sometimes fighting the undead.
Well, go take care of them. Sounds like they're flanked.
That's awful.
Yeah, well, they suck.
Starts walking away at that point.
Thank you for the information.
Just goes like that, and don't let anyone know I talked to you.
What's your name?
Does not answer that one.
I pull out my
Alright.
suggestion candle.
So I think that we should probably go to that bar, right? The Angler bar.
Angler Inn, yeah.
But I kind of want to get something. I don't think we should just kill these people. I don't know if that's the best course of action. Maybe we can try to talk to them and figure out what's going on, and maybe just talk them down from what you know.
What was our mission again? We were supposed to take care of,
Just investigate.
investigate. Yeah, that's fine. We can take that route. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You know, I've never liked killing magic users.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of like killing magic users.
When have I ever liked killing a magic user?
Necromancers.
I killed one necromancer once. That's true, and I
And then you
felt
felt bad
awful
about it. Yup.
But so we're gonna go to that bar. Does that sound good? And our goal is not to kill them. We're gonna try to
Really?
reason with them. It just seems like they're magic users practicing magic, maybe being a nuisance. But I don't know how many people they're hurting. The guy
Unless they're literally recruiting for.
they
the
might
witch.
be. They might be, but then we can get that information and try.
Or
to
they can
talk
be
to them.
associated with Knock.
I just don't want to. I don't want to kick down the door and
Alright, so.
conjure up a bonfire.
Are we
in
still
their
with the
face.
farm fisher?
He walked away.
He wouldn't give us his name either. What a dick. To the Angler Inn!
Is it the Angler or the Angler bar?
Angler Inn.
Okay.
It's a rundown place. The windows are like non-existent. There's
It's really cold. Oh, you mean like it's just wood across the window? Okay.
yeah. So like you almost question whether or not it's
Someone was
still
prestidigitation.
open or not, and it's still like it's only midday, so most of the people
We're
in
going
here.
in just blaring magic.
No, what? No, we're gonna go talk to them.
No. I'm asking if we want to make it known that we're magic users because yes, I could walk in and press the digitation window.
Oh, why don't we just walk in and see what happens? I can just minor illusion something, if worse comes to worse.
I mean, it would be actually relatively cool to like walk in and just.
I
It
just
seems
don't
to be.
want to be a threat initially. I think that's right. If we come in magic ablazing, maybe they view us as.
Not a magic ablazing, just like fixing up as I walk
I'm just
in.
gonna come in with a fucking green hole on my shoulder.
That's fair. Yeah.
Upon walking into the bar,
I
it's
know
not.
what else.
It's only lunchtime right now, so there's not like the bar playing, gambling, people having bar fights. It's
Are there people here?
yeah, people sitting here for lunch. Most of them seem to be just sitting, having lunch after coming in from some time at sea, however long that might be. The food doesn't look all that great, but it's definitely hearty.
Is there a place for a bard?
Definitely.
All right.
I want to go up to
And what's everyone's like passive perception?
19.
11.
Okay, you two.
Expertise.
Most of the people, yeah, most of the people seem to be average folk, and they may not like this place, but it's like the most convenient place to go to eat a quick lunch and go back. There are a couple people that seem like they might be the shady sort, but they're not doing anything besides eating right now. There's no other women here besides M. And one of them is dressed heavily in armor.
Ugh, sorry.
Worse.
So much
I'm
louder
walking
than I thought it
in.
was gonna be.
There's
With
wait,
a
wait.
bunch
so
of
there is one
swagger.
other woman, and she's dressed heavily.
No,
Oh,
there's no
No.
other. It's all men in here, and most of them are like seafaring or common folk. Only one of them is dressed heavily in like plate armor.
All right.
So I'm walking in, bunch of swagger. Go up,
To who?
bar,
Okay.
I'm gonna
barkeeper.
walk in a little, like maybe 30 seconds
Yeah.
after him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like
I don't know what M's gonna do.
I'm like peacocking hard.
Yeah,
And I
let
go to
him
the
do
barkeep and I'm like, I'm angling for a cold one.
My God.
How old are you?
I don't think that matters. Gold's gold.
It doesn't. Just straight up. Like you don't even need to convince them.
So tell me, I'm new into town. What's the word? What's it like here?
It's cold. You like fishing?
I do. What I'm
you
fishing.
like being here?
What I'm fishing for in particular, though, is I hear this is a place for people like me. And I point up to my owl.
You're a little young for that.
A little young, but I've seen the world. I know what it's like out there. I knew enough to come here.
He rolled it like a nat 20 on like your insight, on his insight, and he goes, "I believe you. Why don't you show up later tonight? What you gotta do is and he kind of gives you like a list of instructions. You knock on the door, you wait 5 minutes, you go to the bathroom, and wait in like the first stall, and you wait for another knock, and then you come out, and then they'll lead you to somewhere."
Cool. I put another gold piece on the bar and slide it forward. Like, appreciate it.
And he gold's gold. Pops back in to the till.
And then I walk back out. I'm like, and I relay the instructions to y'all.
Alright, well, do we just want to hang out here or do we want to go somewhere else?
We're in the bar, right?
Yeah, I would have walked in like 30 seconds after you. So I would have missed the first part of the conversation.
Okay. Roll an insight check, Ash.
A lot. 26.
Okay. Just because like like it's this guy in the plate is kind of out of very out of place. And he draws your attention for a moment, and he seems to be listening into the conversation that Franz and the barkeep were having,
Yeah.
and he just seems a little tense over it.
Do I notice this?
Not quite.
Okay.
Just because it was a big. I mean, you could roll a perception check first if you wanted to.
Sure.
Okay. But here's the thing. What your plate is protection from good and evil, right?
Yeah.
He's none of the things that are related to that, but it seems to be like resonating with him for some reason.
Oh, he's good. I'm just kidding. Yeah, well, I mean, with my, I assume with my perception check, I just literally just don't notice the guy in the plate armor is listening to my friend's conversation.
Yeah, but what you
Alright.
do notice is like as you're walking close to him, say like in a 30-foot radius, you feel your plate react a little.
Did I get the sense that I knew he was listening in?
Passive perception.
19.
Actually, yeah, because he's not that stealthy. He rolled really well on it.
Mhm.
So like you're able to catch it just like at the end of the conversation, not during the conversation.
Right,
So
that's-
you know he.
That's fine. Walk over to him. Take a chair, spin it around. I'm like, got a problem, fella?
Might.
Do tell. I like to resolve things before it happens.
And he kind of sits back. He was just having like bread and water. Like he wasn't even like
I have
having a
not
hearty
like
meal.
walked up to him at this point. I am pretending like I don't know Franz, but I'm definitely like keeping an eye on.
I did just come and talk to you.
Did you?
Yeah, and told you the instructions.
Yeah.
Oh, so I assumed that we had walked in before the instructions were done. You saw him do the thing, and then you walked directly over to him.
We can say that, but yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
If you walked over
And,
to us, then
I think I noticed this.
Yes, you definitely see Franz sit next to the guy. And he's got like his hackles up a little, but like he's not being threatening right now, but he definitely does not like you coming over to him. And he's got a bit of a Scottish accent. I'm gonna do my best with this, but
Yes.
like he definitely
Yeah.
and he goes, I think you and your friends I can't do it. I'm doing my best, but
it's alright. It's okay.
You shouldn't come back tonight.
Why is that?
No place for a boy.
Well, you know what? I don't like this game of secrecy. I've gotten this far. I know how to handle myself. So, if you want me, if you're
Mid sentence, he just stares at you, and he goes, "You should go.
go where?
Wisdom save."
That's a nat one, but I'm lucky. That's not better. That's not better, but it's not a crit fail. Wisdom save. That's a 5.
You're afraid of him,
Shit.
and he did nothing. He just stared at you. There was no verbal somatic. He just
Right.
stared. And how does he frighten you? He's this grisly looking guy, definitely like ex-soldier or current soldier. He doesn't have scars so much on his face, but he's definitely just battle worn. With your natural perception, he's got his arms are mostly covered, but in the spaces where you could see skin, or like maybe on his sleeve, you see like a couple of like scars that were almost like carved into his skin, but you can't really tell what it is. And he's got a mid-40s, gray hair cropped, and a scruffy chin. And yeah, he says, "Go away."
So, like, was fear cast on me? Or-
You have the condition afraid.
Did us two notice
Actually,
this?
if you are within 30 feet of him,
I assume
We
that.
also have to
I
make
kind of
con
was
saves?
walking over.
wisdom save.
Wisdom saves.
Do I have advantage?
He's not a changeling if that's what you're.
Good and evil. Protection from good and evil.
It's just Fey, Fiend, or Undead, right?
Something.
Yeah,
I'm just
he's.
asking.
No, you would not.
Okay. Wisdom save? Alright, this is something I'm supposed to be good at, so I'll get a little roll. 8.
Okay, you are also
Plus
afraid of him.
5. Thanks a lot.
Jesus.
All of us.
All of us are afraid.
Yeah, so it
so
just means if you were to attack him, you have disadvantage, and you also can't get close to him.
and so does it mean I have to get up and move?
No, you just can't move closer.
Okay. I'm going.
But you also, I'm gonna say like, you can't be cool now. You
Cool,
are
that-
fighting against
That's
your
fine.
fear right now.
That's fine. I'm just trying to understand the limits of this. So, do
Does
I
this
know
cause
he like
fear?
casted something on me, or is he just like an intimidating presence?
Intimidating presence.
Okay. So like, there's no magic that I like.
It's probably a magical effect, but it wasn't something cast on you.
Mhm.
It's just like
He's got
he,
an
as a
aura.
person, has yes.
Okay. Wait, was that a charm by chance?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do the one thing that Franz would do. I'm like, well, two can play this game.
No.
Oh, no! Are you serious?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
He sees you pull out a candle, which I love, by the way. You get the candle on the table, but there's still tinder that has to be lit. There's still stuff that you got, or a match that has to be lit.
I am totally okay with making some sort of check. I'll be at
And
disadvantage.
he grabs your hand, and he goes, let me try and think of what, is controlling the undead really worth your life, boy?
Yep.
Is controlling the undead really worth
My
your
voice
life?
totally cracks
Yep.
during that.
Implying that he's undead.
Implying that he thinks that Franz wants to learn how to control the undead.
Okay, actually, what I'm gonna do. So I put the candle back. Well, actually, I'll just leave the candle right there. That's fine. I'm going to reach in my bag again.
Enough of the tricks.
Ash is.
You can
Ash
talk
is,
to them. You just can't move
very-
closer.
This is not a trick.
Can I roll? Can I roll a performance check with
Is this like-
disadvantage
For
Can-
what?
to not seem afraid?
No, you just. Yeah.
Or like to
but what are you
seem
trying-
normal.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to talk him out, like to get him to whatever the fuck he's done
Mm.
to like drop, like to not
I take my
to
candle.
make it go away because we're all
Okay.
on the same side.
Sure. And then Eric, you were gonna say something.
Well, I was wondering if it had to be re-upped or anything.
It
but-
lasts a minute,
Okay.
so
So I got a 20 performance to look like he's not afraid.
okay.
He's gonna say, look, I understand that you're trying to get us to leave, but I think that we're all actually on the same side here. So if you could, drop whatever it is you're doing,
Is
so we
everyone
can
on
all
the
sit
bar
down.
afraid?
because it's a 30-foot radius, right?
I'm just
What
wondering
did you
why
say?
he targeted me when I'm like just sitting at the
Well,
bar.
he didn't target you.
Actually,
It's
it's
a
a-
radius.
Yeah.
It's a radius. Yeah.
So
How does everybody in the bar react?
actually, you know what? You are right. Because they actually can choose. And since you didn't appear,
So
to
I'm,
be
I'm
with them,
just
so
like if
you
they're
just
at like
target-
a table, I'm like at the bar right
Yeah,
next to it, just
so
listening
then
with my
you-
back turned.
the only people that were targeted were those two. So
Okay.
sorry, that was my mistake.
All right.
Okay.
And he actually rolled a pretty good insight on you at least.
So insight is he is
Uh,
scared shitless, but is
yeah.
also being true about
No,
what he's
I
saying.
know.
So
And he goes, speak.
not until you undo whatever it is that you.
I'm
had
gonna
It
sit.
drops off of you.
All right. So he kind of
That's
like read a little. He's like, "Can I take this chair?"
Yes.
So we were sent to deal
Mhm.
with these assholes, but we need to find them first.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is to show up and pretend like,
I know what you're
we're
looking
evil
for.
fucks. Just, whoever's making ruckus in this town and doing insane shit with undead people, but like, or other, other more than us that would deal with a larger threat. We're just here to like stop whatever it is going on in this town.
Well, that's a tall thing you're looking for.
He kind of like pulls out his,
sorry.
he like has his ring on. He's
Yeah.
like, I have advantage on tall things.
He doesn't he hasn't smiled once,
That's
no
alright.
matter what. He
That's
seems to be a very serious person. And he goes, we might be looking for some different things, friend, but we might be able to help each other towards the same goal.
What are you looking for? I mean, yeah, but he also just did magic, so.
The Inquisition do stuff like that all the time.
I'm
They're a bunch of hypocrites.
You haven't run into that many
Which is-
Inquisition with magic.
actually not a
Actually.
single one has.
So
Oh no, one maybe.
They did like
that was
they
an
did
NPC.
magical-esque things though. Like
Yeah.
they've been like wearing magical armor or whatever.
I'm not all that inclined to tell you.
Why not?
It's my business is my own.
Insight?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you still have a passive insight
yeah,
that's probably higher than that.
it is. Yeah.
It seems to be something traumatic. And you're a stranger, and he doesn't
Yeah.
seem to.
No, it's sort of as long as it's not like
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be
personal
hiding.
vendettas are fine.
Yeah.
That's that basically is what that's. What
That's-
he was trying.
yeah.
Like, is it an organization or is it like a? And it's obviously a personal vendetta. So. And he just kind of like, that's all right.
Yeah.
So the whole point is to infiltrate tonight. See what happens.
Well, I won't bother you, and you won't bother me.
All right.
Does or Franz have anything else to say, or?
I haven't said anything, so
I don't know. Just,
I don't have. It's not anything else, just not anything.
Don't think there's anything else Franz wants to say.
Did I recognize them?
I don't think you would have. You can do a history check.
That would be a 20.
His armor and the just kind of just between his features and his armor, you could tell that he's native to Gyo. So I don't think that you've actually been there, have you? Yeah. So, but yeah, so you know that he's from the north, but all right. I think that's a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got to work on my Scottish accent. It went everywhere. I was actually
Oh my
practicing on the dogs.
I do that with the accents.
Yeah.
when-
I was doing so much. It's funny because it's always like stage fright, That's why I play in the pit orchestra and not do stage stuff. But like, I can guarantee you, I sounded a lot better at home, and my dogs were very
That's how my accents go
Yeah.
all the time.
Yep.
I actually have a pretty stellar Southern belle that I
Let's hear it.
can't know. that I
Exactly.
cannot do in front of other people, or certainly
Yep.
not here. I can do it as a DM,
Mhm.
but that's a different kind of stage.
My big thing with
Yeah.
accents when I DM is I just go for it. It's
Oh
like,
no, I envy you for just going for it because I definitely do not have that ability to just go. So, yeah. And one of my friends who helped breathe life into this character, he's Scottish, and I told him like the backstory of this person, and he gave me some like ideas on how to flesh the character out. More I'm not gonna tell you now, but maybe it'll come out later.
Right.
And he's like, okay, now you have to give him a Scottish accent because I helped you, and he reminds me of Sean Bean. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that. And then he gave me pointers, and I butchered it all, but I don't feel bad because I tried. So.
Yeah, you tried. That's the important
Yeah.
thing.
That is true.
But yeah, discussion points.
I'm gonna
Any
use the
thoughts
restroom
about
first.
today? Well, yeah, any thoughts about things that happened today? I always enjoy fighting something that's not a thing. I mean, I like fighting people in D&D because I think it's interesting to have that dynamic, but
Right.
also it's very rare, I feel, that we fight against constructs in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of broke the code. Like, if you tried to touch it, if you tried to go underwater and attack it, like, you would have taken some gnarly force damage, but you avoided all of that. You only took the big thing at the end.
Right.
But I'm not sure how it feels having to deal with something that's a construct versus something that's actively attacking.
I think it's definitely like flavor, you know, like it adds more world or more like flavor to kind of the enemies that we will be fighting, right? Because if they have the ability to do this, like it tells us something about them and kind of like sets up for what we're going to be dealing with the witch or whatever. So I mean, I thought it was cool.
I also really enjoy having, I wish Luke was here, but I enjoy having him around as kind of a part of the NPC group, because I feel like it's different when there's one person as a DM playing this entire, like, culture of, and not culture as in, like, ethnicity, but a culture as in, like, a fortress culture,
Right.
of people. Whereas, like, now, since there's someone else there who's giving their own version of it, it becomes, like, realer or
Yeah, no, I totally
more
agree.
fleshed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, when we had a bunch of people, when we were someone hosted the raid, like, we were mid-combat, and it's funny because there's nothing wrong with combat. Fun things could come out of it, but it's like, oh man, I wish it was like during an RP part, because, like, you guys are hysterical when you're in character.
Yeah, no, we
so,
are. We just keep getting more hysterical.
Yup.
Kind of finding the groove. Every once in a while, I am just gonna do this though. I'm just gonna continue that practice. Because Ash gets, and me as a person, we both get deeply uncomfortable occasionally. Me too, at each other's throats, and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to be in the middle of this conversation. Man, yeah. So Franz, what's up with Franz? What is going on with
I was about
Franz?
to.
I think Franz is like going through. I think he's like really defensive.
I think all of
He's
us are going through
reverting
some
back
shit.
to a state of childlike dependency.
Not necessarily childlike dependency. I
So
think.
I'm just joking. That was a quote from a movie.
What movie? I don't even mean to put you on the spot. You can come back to it. I think, like, especially after what happened with the captain and all the altercations with his brother, I think he just feels like he kind of, like, really needs to defend himself because no one else is going to defend him.
That's from Elf.
Oh, there we go.
I really wish that you had been there last week.
For
when
which
Ash
part?
was just like at the very beginning, when Ash was just like, "This
yeah.
is completely unacceptable," and like just
Yeah, they went
ice.
ham for Franz.
Well, yeah, just ice at Tomas, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah, can you-
total.
Everyone was
ice.
mean to Tomas.
Because you weren't there.
It's really funny.
But
I like
And
that.
then Em was in a shitty attitude the whole
she
day.
was.
Yep.
It was like, jeez, man, I miss Franz too.
So I think he's just like overly obstinate right now, and I think
Well,
like
I mean, family issues, you know, like that's all.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to be an adult because you've been through a lot of adult things, but also like you're still 15, so there are only so many coping mechanisms that you have actually learned.
oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I think like he's gone through like a sort of arc of maturity, like a very reactive sense. Like he's being forced to like in like directions, and like now it's just now that he's he's firmly with a group. He's found his brother again, but then there's this weird relationship with the captain. I think Franz is just really in a place right now that he doesn't know how to like articulate what he wants or what he needs from people. So he's just being a douchebag because emotions are hard.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have to have a heart to heart on that one eventually. I feel like there are just. I wish that we could have like before and after streams where we get to have conversations in character that we just don't have fucking time for.
Yo,
Like,
I've been dying for you to go back to the fortress just so Tomas could talk to you guys.
why?
Because
Ash does not want to talk to Tomas.
so like
Was the conversation that bad?
Well,
Ash is pissed.
Ash is pissed. Ash has got a different reason.
Ash
than
is no.
Tomas.
Ash is mad on several levels at Tomas.
And-
Some for himself and some for Franz. And he
Em
just
is aware of all of them.
I just don't know. That. Ash also does not do well with emotions. And
Oh, really?
So having that conversation with Tomas is just not something he wants to do,
Right.
like at all. Like he would actually be happier pummeling zombies in the snow
Mm-hmm.
rather than go back
Yeah.
to that castle and deal with him.
And thinking about like these confrontations, because what I was thinking about with Franz with today, like after all that's happened, is like I feel like he's tried to explain himself. He's tried to articulate his emotions, but they haven't been received in the way that he wanted them to.
Right.
Or he feels like they were received, but because he's still, a freaking kid in their eyes, they're not taken seriously.
Right.
And so, it's well, if you're going to treat me like a kid, then I will just be the biggest kid. And you still have no choice but to deal with me, but now I'm just free to be a dick because you're not going to do anything whether I'm serious or not.
a superpower.
I just wish.
child.
Wish.
Never have
so-
kids,
never
because that's
have
how they
children.
think.
I wish that he could have, Franz could have been there to see
No,
Ash and Em just completely go to bat
yeah.
for Franz, but then
Yeah.
players had to back off because we weren't here. So there's, we had to be okay, fine, we're gonna be mad about it, but fine.
But I like it. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I was here last week, but I like
Right.
that because I feel like it's a nice culmination of the last couple sessions we've had with the Fortress and my relationship with the brother and just everything that's been happening.
Mhm.
So, yeah, he was fun today. For me,
Yo,
it was fun.
I love
Ash is
the
just I
bear.
don't even know what to do with this. He's literally reverting back to back when I was I don't know, they probably had some kind of name, Big Brother or House Dad or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I am 100% sure he took on one of those roles.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
How do you?
you're the frat president for sure.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean that meant that means babysitting when everyone is
Drunk.
and it's not always the funnest role.
Yo.
Or you were a shitty frat and you made the new recruits be the sober
I
ones,
mean,
but they
both.
never stay sober.
I mean, both. You gotta. It's a balancing act.
Yo.
Um,
And it's funny, I mean, y'all are awesome players. So any complaint that I have is we're oh man, I wish we could have done this because it would have been fun to play it out. So I have all this stuff fleshed out for Tomas and his friends, that I'm aching to get to, but because you're not going to the fortress, but yeah, that's part of the reason why. No, I know, I know.
All of us just
But
need a little
I'm afraid,
space.
and here's the other thing: I'm afraid of my own plans for if how I have if you go into things in a certain order, certain things happen, and I
Yeah.
don't want to go against something that I have set out just because I really want something to happen. So there might be something that you trip that changes.
I mean, Ash really
So-
does have. He really
Yeah.
does want to go back to that armor.
True.
That is 100%, I think,
Yep.
on his list because he needs some new armor. He's got the gold for it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I mean, Ash is definitely.
And worst case scenario, I could just tell you about it once we get past the part, so it's not it's always going to be
I really want to go back to
But
the
I know.
fortress though.
And I've been,
Ash is
oh,
I could totally see us having a base there and being a part of that
oh yeah.
group. If Tomas gets
He was
fucking stick
he
out of
was
his
ready
ass.
to talk to you last week, and y'all just shut him down. So it was just funny to have that sort of thing prepped and have Tomas kind of come up and try and start a conversation, but he read the room and he's okay, the room is not warm to me today, so I'm gonna save this for tomorrow.
The problem
But
is
tomorrow
the warm
turns
is
into-
never going to be
Uh,
never going to be warm for him. He's either
Oh,
going
no.
to come up and make it warmer himself,
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to be continuously cold.
True.
If you want a fire, you gotta bring the heat.
Exactly. How about him? How's Em doing?
Yeah.
She was totally upset last week, and then totally acted like didn't matter that Franz was there.
Eric said that she was like visibly brighter once he returned.
Yeah.
What he said.
And I said it was nice to have you back. It's just you all took that as an insult.
It's true.
Literally everyone laughed
did.
and said like you're being mean, like, but I wasn't.
I think it was one of those things just like Franz isn't like really used to you being like outwardly nice to him, so he's just like this was just like
it was definitely one of those like
you're
okay,
fucking with
all
me,
right,
right?
fam.
Em has like 6 or 7 little brothers. So you're just another little brother to Em. So,
I don't think they knew that. Have you shared that with the
no,
players
they don't know anything about Em.
no, that's the
Yeah.
first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
No, Em is the oldest of like 16 kids.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I mean we know nothing about him, so it's hard. Like
Yeah.
anytime she's nice, it's just like no.
and like all these little things, the side quests. Like a lot of times, like you're not telling them what you're doing. Like you just go off somewhere in Taizhou and do something.
Yeah.
So like even though the players know that you are getting your friends enslaved younger siblings back and paying all of the gold that you got to doing that, the characters
we
don't know that.
We don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Em is just by her nature very secretive because she's a changeling, and you know she like I guess you guys don't know much of her backstory, but part of her backstory is that she was unable to control being secretive about what she had, and that is why she was tortured and almost killed. And so now she holds everything to the chest, you know.
I mean, all of us are bad
Mhm.
at every single character in this game.
Yeah.
at emotions and communication in our own way, you know. Like Emma's just the most quiet about it, and Ash.
I think you said 3 words to your mom.
Yeah. Well, she's a cunt. So.
Yeah.
Ash also knows when there's no point in talking. And there wasn't any point in talking in that situation. So.
We had some delicious food though.
No, we all
You
had
also-
some delicious food.
Yeah.
Ash will never eat at that house again.
We could eat at the house. We had to go back.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
Thinking about, because like it's not a huge spoiler, but this is kind of like the last, and I said it last week, this is like the last arc that I had set out when, like there's more arcs now, but this is like the culmination of what I laid out like for session 1. So
Right.
like thinking about how the world and how our characters changed from session 1, maybe we have a conversation about that.
Oh yeah.
Maggie became M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's a pretty big shift. That was about halfway through, almost exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're finally, slowly starting to become a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not just people that are together. You know? Like, every once in a while we hit those magic moments where both Ash and Emma are like, no!
That was hysterical.
Like, or, you know, like, we have these little moments of, like, sincerity. I don't know. I have been here the least amount of time as compared to you guys, so I think you guys have both been here since session 1.
Yeah.
How do you guys see?
It's hard because Franz is was getting more mature, I think, and then it's been not good the
I think
past
this is
couple.
going to be temporary.
So, I don't know, no, but that colors it differently in my mind. But Franz has gotten way more mature on the whole. I think over 25 episodes.
Yeah, like
We're
you gotta look at the
30.
entire polling. Like there might be
Yeah.
down now, but they're up overall.
Yeah.
Franz was so annoying. Like the first session especially.
Oh my god!
I was like, God, please, do I have to play with? How do I get Franz to be dead?
So
Like,
our session 0.
That's
We did
all
like
fun.
Oh yeah.
Groundhog's Day thing, and I went on a solo recon into a school, and I masqueraded as a
man.
student, and then I tried to attack the teacher.
And then she like fired.
I tried to like rally the class up against her. I gave like this speech, and I just get like murked. Like just that.
That was
Oh.
fun for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fun to role play as a professor, burninating the students.
You have sometimes.
If only. No, I wouldn't.
I'm seriously considering playing your music video as the opening for my class. If you would
I
like,
wouldn't say no.
allow
I
it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do it in my own
Like,
class, but you are definitely welcome to.
What music
Because
So
pretty much,
She did a music video on.
just like a 19-second song. Because I was like, I could write my syllabus right now, or I can.
write a song about how plagiarism is bad.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember seeing. I think I saw the video, but I don't think I watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how have your characters changed besides like maturity and maybe a little tiny bit of openness?
Shit, how has Franz changed? I think Franz is like slowly, very slowly, like starting to understand himself a bit as like a magical being. Because you also weren't here for his death and subsequent
Right.
transformation into a magical being.
Mhm.
I think if like he's seen more of the world, I think he has a better understanding of the world and subsequently his place in it. I also think that's like I think this is like the furthest he's ever been from home.
Mm.
He's dealing with something that isn't just kind of like a local threat. It's always been centered around Taizhou, so like this is like I think he's like starting to feel like his place in the world in a way that he hasn't. Because he like unlike the capital where he knew where to go at all times. He doesn't have that. He just has y'all and his brother.
Yeah.
It's just like just trying like really just understanding like fuck I'm much smaller than my ego is.
Yeah. Right.
And Maggie started off very headstrong, super loner. I mean, she had been living on her own in a foreign country for 2.5 years before the party came together, and under not Maggie or Nor, but her a
Or
different.
M.
That's Corky.
Yeah.
There's a Corky?
You've met Corky. Corky's the alchemist.
Oh yeah.
So Corky comes out when Maggie does alchemy.
I don't remember that at all.
It's
happened, like,
happened
one-
It
yeah.
happened a couple times.
Oh.
I'm sure Ryan would remember it. Maybe I think Ryan had an actual conversation with Corky, and so yeah, so there's Corky. But anyway, so that's because all changelings have divergent personalities and their personas, and so Corky's the divergent persona. But so she was really headstrong, and then it took like 2 sessions for that to be just destroyed, because she killed some people, and then her patron was like, "What the fuck?" And then she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's not what you wanted." Like literally, she was so like it's funny. Like ever since then, she's been like, "I don't know what my patron wants because I thought that's what they wanted," and so then that's thrust her into kind of like being for some reason the moral compass between Franz and Boggs and Maggie, or at least what she felt was the moral compass. And then things were pretty steady because we weren't really doing any of Maggie's quests or anything, but Maggie was definitely getting more and more frustrated with being headstrong and trying to do the right thing, and then having that not ever happen, or at least from her perspective. And that's why when we killed the guard that she resurrected, she was just I can't work with these people anymore, but I can't leave them. And so her way of running from that was creating a new persona that was more chill. And I guess, and now Emma's getting less and less chill.
Yeah. She
as
is.
Emma.
Yeah.
Because Emma's discovering herself. Imagine she was born, right? Emma was born, a month ago in game. And so over the course of the month, she's discovering who she is. And,
Yeah.
as I'm discovering who she is as well.
The world has more or less stayed the same spirit, but the choices that you made both in backstory and in character during the sessions have really shaped the specifics of the world. Taizhou, most of it was the Five Fingers, and now the Five Fingers is going to be the new government in a way, almost. I mean,
shadow government.
not yeah. So it's really fun when players create those threads that you can play and actually put meaningfully into this universe. And it's also, I feel, helpful because the world was quote unquote like almost reborn in a way 3 years ago, so it's still new. So you guys get to kind of like as you have your characters put their footprints in a way that if something's already been established, if we were playing out of like one of the modules, it'd be a little bit harder to
Okay.
pop those in.
But I'm curious for you because you said you're doing a parallel campaign, running this parallel to another campaign. How what
It's-
differences are there? I'm curious.
The brothers are alive because
Oh.
they escaped. I learned from the first time how to give them an easier shot at avoiding combat. They named Ace Blue.
Okay.
They named for now Leet because they went, what's her prisoner number? And I just like went 1337. They go, oh, Leet, and I'm like, okay. So like little things like that are different. There's a dragonborn in that party, so
Interesting.
that's that really changed the shape of this current arc that they're in, because right now they just got out of the underground after freeing the dragonborn.
Gotcha.
There's a reskinned Aarakocra as a parrot that had lived in a menagerie, and then so I'm just really wondering how we talked about it briefly last week, but how Taijo's going to look without the 5 fingers, without people being able to move freely. And one thing that I was thinking of doing was using the circus as a way to get them in.
Jeff, that would be cool.
Because you didn't spend all that much time with the circus. I had stuff planned out for that.
Yeah, I need to figure out whether or not I have his head waiting
and,
for me when I get back home.
And
His head.
Oh.
so that's something that will be fun to flesh out, because that was something I wasn't as attached to this as much as I was to Tomas and his people.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be fun to try and work that part out, since I planned it and it didn't go explored, but he had so many other things to explore. So there's a character that just has ridiculous perception, and 21 is their perception, like passive perception.
Jesus.
They just stacked every possible thing into that stat. And
Shit.
like expertise and all their feats, and so then there's a warlock that is an Asmar, so he has
Are Asmars as broken in 5e as they are in every other edition?
Not really.
Not really.
Because 3.5 and Pathfinder, for sure, Asmars are like...
The only
There are no negatives to being an Asmar, so you get +2 and 2 things and no negatives at all, and so
Jesus.
it's just like, they wreck.
That is broken.
I
They
think
wreck.
the only maybe broken race is like standing alone. Like obviously you can like adjust things. It's probably you want T Pure Blood, because they have advantage on all saving throws against magic, which is like depending on your camp. Like you could run a low magic
So it's
campaign where that doesn't
ability
come
score
into
increases
too much play.
already
But I think it
leveled a little bit
like
more.
that fundamentally like
Yeah,
breaks the game, especially if it's a Yuan T Pure Blood who doesn't pick like a caster class, but like a fighter class. It's like you're not bad at any saving throws.
It's
Yeah.
infernal.
You have advantage in all, basically all wisdom and charisma saving throws, and then you'd probably have proficiency in all strength, dex, and cons
The
saving
only-
throws.
The only good thing about Asimars,
But it
I
is
think,
6
this.
o'clock. And I know you've
Yeah,
got
I
work.
do have
Very
to.
rare
Yeah,
have
so
resistance to
whoever
Thank
has
you
the
all,
thank
and
you
we
for
will see you.
Bye.
see you next week.
Sorry.
We did it.